quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
I had my first kid at 19, and this is going to sound strange, but the best advice I can give to other young dads is stay. I wanted to run away. I wanted to just keep living my own life, but I chose to be her dad, and now I'm glad I did. I can't imagine my life without my daughter, and I can't imagine making her grow up without a dad.
Dads, today may feel hard, but it's always the right choice to be a father first.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. There are a lot of reasons to vote yes on Amendment 3, but let me give you one more good one. Today, too many adults are sitting in our jails simply because they were using marijuana, and that is just wrong. If I was your governor, I would free or parole every person in jail for possession and then expunge everyone's record. Amendment 3 will put a stop to this and let the cops fight real crime, not fake crime. I'm tired of people being thrown in jail for something that is less harmful than alcohol or opioids. So now let's finish what I started and join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Boss, did you know Safe Touch Security is the home of the 45-second or less guaranteed response?
Of course, it's just one of the reasons why I hate Safe Touch.
For a limited time, save up to 50% on select security systems. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Here's a Father's Day dad joke. The way a pawn moves in chess is pretty straightforward. You know what's not a dad joke? Getting $50 off the Bartesian Premium Countertop Cocktail Maker with the purchase of one pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Visit bartesian.com/father to get the best premium cocktail maker for Dad at the best price for you. Bartesian, premium cocktails on demand.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Soccer fans, get ready to support Team USA as they face Brazil tonight at Elixir for the ultimate pregame party. As Team USA prepares to compete for Copa America, you can watch the red, white, and blue and all the Copa America matches at Elixir. Enjoy $4 Stella, $4 Corazon tequila shots, and some of the best food in downtown Orlando. Elixir on Washington Street near Orange Avenue, downtown, your downtown soccer destination.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a packed program for you today. Starting off 3:20 at Woke News. We'll fill you in what's happening out there in the world. 4 o'clock, it's Animal House. Sergeant Jay Nix and Drago. God, a gigantic German Shepherd coming by today. Scott Maxwell at 5:20. We'll talk about the Chamber of Commerce and an election supervisor that double dips a little bit. Also, a little surprise today. We do have trivia as well. 6 o'clock hour, Ross Padgett zooms into the program at 6 o'clock. We're going to promote Good Sauce and talk about his fringe experience. Plus, we'll do You Heard It Here First. Your calls, texts, and callbacks all day long. Welcome to the show. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Mrs. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day, Wednesday at JimCorbettLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. Hop into the chat room, be part of our question of the day, and you can also send us a talkback. Download that iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it, and use that microphone to send your comment over to Jack. We'll put you on the air, and you will be
superstar.
A superstar.
Superstar.
How's it, guys? How's it going today, guys? I guess I better join this feed, huh? How you guys doing? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Yeah, good Wednesday. Went a little some rain today. Did you get rained over at your place, Jack?
A little bit. Yeah, when I was leaving for work, it started raining.
Yeah.
I was able to squeeze a bike ride in under some dark clouds.
Good for you this morning, huh? Are you back at it?
I'm trying.
Yeah.
2 days in a row.
Good for you,
Makes
dude.
a streak.
I got to tell you.
After about 2 weeks off.
It sucks. And I'll tell you, I started running the stairs every day, right?
Right.
And it's awful. I will tell you, not one day do I show up and go, you know what, I can't wait to run up 4 flights of stairs, right? And today I went to the elevator and hit the button. I was like, God. Sabrina was running around the corner to come back up, so from a little smoke break,
Right.
and I was like, "No, I'm going to run it." And sure enough, every time I hate it more than anything.
Aww.
But it's good for you. You got to do it. How was your Wednesday? I know you got some rain today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and we're really expecting rain later this afternoon into this evening. So kind of build that into your commute on your way home. Just, pack your patience.
A deluge
Yeah,
is
a
expected a little bit
deluge.
later. Boy, in South Florida is just getting their D kicked in.
They
God almighty.
really are.
It started yesterday because I'm a weather radar goon. So I'm on the weather radar yesterday afternoon. I was like, oh, South Florida's getting pretty good. They should get a break soon. All through the night. That is just it has just been a pounding from about Naples down the entire tip of Florida, solid red for like a day and a half straight.
I have a cousin who lives in Miami. He says it's been days. It's just, it has not stopped raining in Miami. And even though we have some showers and stuff here, if you're doing any kind of traveling, you have a flight into Fort Lauderdale, Sarasota, Miami, you're connecting to flights or you're waiting for someone.
Maybe going on vacation down there.
There are hundreds of delays as well as cancellations. So you definitely want to check if you're heading to any airports.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Jack, I didn't, we have, I guess certain parts of town just start feeling it sometimes,
you mean with rain?
Well, I'm talking about with some crime.
Oh, okay.
Because
that too.
I don't know what's going on, but, what was it, about 2 or 3 months ago, every other story coming out was Marion County.
Yeah.
And we're going to have Jay Nixon today, which is, he's a sergeant out there.
I have a story coming up in Woke News that's out of Marion County.
God, man, it's for about 2 years now, starting with those kids that put the other kids in the trunk,
right,
and then put the car in the water. From there, it just seemed like we had an inordinate amount of crime stories coming out of Marion County. But there's a new player in town, and that is Winter Springs, Florida.
Oh, come
really?
on.
Jack, did you hear the story about what happened at the CVS or Walgreens? It's like, I don't believe it's that far from your spot.
Oh, no.
A dude tried to back over the manager and a woman that was working there, or the dad of a woman that was working there. Dude just comes in, he's like 30 years old, and I guess starts hitting on the cashier, and it starts getting very uncomfortable. He asked her to leave, and then, she called her dad to come down. The GM said, go lock yourself in the back room. This guy the dad shows up with the GM. They walk the guy to his car. He gets in his car. He goes, I'm going to blink and beat the blank out of you. Puts his car in reverse and tries to run him over.
Holy crap.
So there are parts
when
of town.
did this happen?
I think it's 2 days ago. Like a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's not far from where
Yeah. It's just weird how parts of town, maybe it's just the perception of it.
Here's the deal. I know that because years ago they used to tease me about Winter Springs, and then I confirmed at the time it was Sheriff Hesslinger who said, Winter Springs is the second safest city in the whole county of Seminole.
Yes.
And but as of late, and I don't know if it really started with that carjacking.
That's the other one.
Hey, that was that was an out-of-town drug deal. They were just passing through.
It just happened to happen in your area.
That was the traffic light they chose.
Right, exactly right.
And it just had to be that one.
In broad-ass daylight.
And then the woman who shot her husband, and that
was
just
all right
happened
there?
recently. And
that was all this, everything.
A few
we
years
just
ago,
said.
we had a shootout at the VFW.
That's right, with the biker gangs.
Yeah.
But
drove by that today.
But those stories we just mentioned happen in a 1.5 mile radius.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that.
Oh, and I'm in that radius, by the way.
God
By the way, I am in that radius.
Yeah, man, I get it. All right, 407-916-1041. I'm going to bring this up. This is not like a talking point now. I guess we could maybe talk about it later or whatever.
Right.
But I do have a quick question for you guys. Now, again, this is just an observation. All right.
Uh-oh.
No. It's not an uh-oh scenario, but it's a legitimate question. I mean, I don't know. And maybe there's a legitimate answer that I just simply don't realize. And rather than looking it up, I come here on the air and I ask you guys because you might know and I don't. You know,
and it's easier than looking it up.
And it's easier and better for the show if I don't look it up. So this morning I'm reading a little bit about the Supreme Court of a federal judge shutting down the DeSantis
the transgender
healthcare, right? They shut that whole thing down. So I started kind of just doing a little research, interested in what the population, the gay community population is for the U.S. because I do not know. I didn't know how much that was. So I go to Google, and this is exactly what I type in. And you can do this at home if you'd like. No, I'm serious.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. While I tell this, just so I can confirm that this is exactly what happened, I'll bring up a Google page, and I'll type in what percentage of the U.S. population is, and I'll leave it blank. What do you think it autofilled with? Now, this is common stuff, but what I'm going to say is you'll understand. It says black, white, Hispanic, Jewish, Asian, obese, homeless, Muslim, female. Female next to the bottom of the list, next to Native American. I type in the letter G. What do you think it says?
Gun-toting.
Gen Z, German, ginger, Gen X, Greek, gluten intolerance. I type in the letter A. Now, when I ask the question, this is AI, right?
Yeah.
What percentage of the U.S. population is GA? Gambles. Even better. Got COVID. Not even GA. I type in the letter Y to end the sentence and then hit space just to make sure it understands that's the complete. No answer. It does not autofill with an answer. I go, well, maybe gay is the hot word there. Maybe I won't do gay. Let's type in the one that everybody kind of is doing right now, which is LGBT. No autofill. None. So I go, okay, let's type in homosexual. HOMO, homeless, homeschooled. It won't autofill that as well. Why doesn't Google autofill with words that you were obviously looking for that are related to the gay community?
So let's see if it's your Google or all Google.
Yeah, that's fine. Do it. Go ahead.
Give me the verbiage how it
exactly what I type. What percentage of the U.S. population is, and then hit space, and then it'll say black, white, Hispanic, Jewish, Asian, obese. That's what mine says.
Okay, I have black, white, Hispanic, homeless, Jewish, obese, Native American,
now,
female, Asian.
Type in the G. What's it say?
Gen Z, ginger, German, Greek,
Type in the
X,
A.
gluten.
Type in the A. What's it say?
Nothing.
Gambles got COVID.
Yeah, there you go. Why? Why is that? Why wouldn't it fill with that word that you're obviously looking for? Even when I type the word, it doesn't fill in with like gay entertainers, gay singers, gay politicians. It doesn't autofill with the word gay at all. Why is that? Isn't that interesting?
That's very interesting.
But why does it do that? Is gay considered a hot word? Is gay considered like a word that you can't type into Google of all things?
I wouldn't
like
think it would matter.
Yeah, for some people, without a doubt.
The biggest search engine on planet Earth does not autofill to the word gay. And there's no reason why it shouldn't. I didn't put anything malicious. I didn't say anything. I just simply asked what the population of the gay community is in the U.S., and it would not fill it in for me. But it filled in everything else around it, even when I gave it the entire letters of all circumstances for the gay community, LGBTQ, homosexual. I didn't do queer, but I don't even know what it would. Obviously, if it's not going to do gay, it didn't do that. I just couldn't for the life of me this morning figure out why wouldn't it do that. I mean, and again, this is not me being,
oh no,
I'm not trying to be shocking or anything. I just found it very interesting that with AI and all of its power and all of its knowledge, have you guys noticed the search on Google now? If you do something, the first thing it does now is give you an AI search of what you wanted.
Yeah,
and culminated information based on your search and the verbiage of it.
I've heard many people complaining that it made searching less effective and harder.
I don't even pay attention to it because when I go down and do my actual research and then go back and cross-reference to what AI pulled, donkey. It's a donkey show. It's not even close to what's interesting. It pulls the easiest stuff, like lowest common denominator stuff. Anyway, I thought that was interesting, and you're welcome to text or leave us talkbacks all day on your idea of why Google won't autofill the word gay or homosexual or LGBTQ.
Maybe it's part of the gay agenda.
Yeah, it's not part of the gay agenda. It's just a very interesting thing.
They're not trying to...
Here on the anniversary of polls, too, by the way.
Maybe they're not... They want people, if you're specifically looking for something... Yeah, so obviously they see it as a let's call it a hot word, right?
But why would that be a hot word? But why would the word gay be a hot word?
Because it's divisive, and some people who engage in hate crimes, but I guess you can have hate crimes against anything that they listed there, right?
Exactly, dude. Yeah. Exactly. I found that painfully interesting for some reason. Anyway, we'll talk
I have the answer. Did you get the answer on what percentage of the population?
Yeah, about 5.5%.
I'm looking at 7.1.
Yeah,
So
5.5 to 7%.
I had to type in LESB before I got lesbian flag, lesbian pride flag, lesbian dating apps.
Yeah, type in queer. See if it does it with QU or Q. Even just type the Q in space and see what happens.
Quarter scale miniatures.
Yeah, type in QU and then QUE.
That's my own little
And
dirty
Texter
secret.
says, what percentage of the U.S. population is golf courses? Their fourth option.
Yeah.
Before gay came up.
It's Queen Elizabeth, Queen Latifah, Queen Charlotte,
Type in
Queen.
queer.
Now I'm doing, queer eye, queer as folk, queer eye cast,
there
queer
you
planet.
Go. All right, so it just basically goes to entertainment shows with the word queer in it.
Queering the map.
It still doesn't.
Not even sure what that is.
It still doesn't really define the word queer.
Queer theory.
There you go. Okay, that's the closest we have. Anyway, 407-916-1041. Text us again at 77031. If you would like to leave a talk back in regards to that, I would love to hear your opinion or your idea of why that doesn't happen. Just get that iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it. Use that microphone to send your comment over to Jack, and we'll get you on the air. Deb News.
Yeah, doctors who treated pulse victims help open a new trauma center. Nothing to see here, folks, but Russia sends ships to Cuba for an official visit. Oh, isn't that sweet?
Yeah, sweet.
And then just in time for Father's Day, Pepsi partners with Bobby Flay.
Oh, what?
On a new cologne.
Oh, yes, baby.
I knew you'd like that. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You know who I want to smell like? That sweet Bobby Flay. Give it to me 20 ounces at a time. All right, back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Mark that.
Because sometimes inviting amongst friends is exactly what you need to lower the volume on the voices in your head. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at slow traffic in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535. Delays also reported between Princeton Street and Anderson Street for those traveling through downtown Orlando today. A crash is still causing heavy delays westbound on the 408, where 2 lanes are currently blocked on the toll road at Crystal Lake Drive. If you see other traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's July 4th sale is your chance to snap up summer's best deals. Save up to $700 on top brands and get a free adjustable base when you buy. Get matched today with quality mattresses at every price for your best rest. Restrictions apply.
Guys, look, when you need a new bathroom, you need somebody you can lean on, especially when it comes to getting it in and out of there in no time. You don't want somebody in your house for months or weeks. You'd like that job to be done quickly, but you don't want to sacrifice your quality or your choices when it comes to products. That is why I think you should choose my friends over at Rebath. Been in town for 15 plus years, and this is a father and son company. Dave and Josh Denbauer, just wonderful people with wonderful installers, an incredible list of products that you can choose from for your dream bathroom. Visit the showroom, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. When you'll walk in, you'll see some models set up. Those models are just to show you the products and how you can configure a bathroom if you want to. But the cool thing is they have a design team that'll take your ideas and their products, turn out a bathroom you're going to love for years. And if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, they'll throw in $800 in upgrades. That's right, $800 in upgrades. Drop by the website, check it out. It's rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters, then book your appointment because your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Tonight on one stage.
Capital One cardholders can score their tickets first right now before anyone else. Only available while pre-sale tickets last or until Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive pre-concert event with a performance from New Kids on the Block. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast. So visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One to buy.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Hey, Leesburg, get ready for an evening of fun and excitement this Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Join us at Town Square for live music featuring the incredible Miguel Larson. But that's not all. Experience the magic of our evening market on 5th Street. Browse unique finds and tasty treats. Grab a drink, ice cream, or savory snack from one of our downtown establishments as you stroll and discover Leesburg. Mark your calendars for this Friday. Discover Leesburg. Go to Leesburg Special Events on Facebook for more info.
I'm Olivia. When I was injured in a car crash, I knew from listening to this station who I needed to call. I called attorney Glenn Klossman. I knew I had a super lawyer on my side. I was extremely happy with the results. I'm Olivia, and I highly recommend attorney Glenn Klossman, Office Winter Park.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Rise and shine, honey. We don't want to miss our flight.
Our flight is in 7 hours. And we have TSA PreCheck with our Navy Federal flagship credit card.
TSA PreCheck? Getting my bugle through security will be so much easier now.
Learn how you can earn up to 3 times points on travel with the flagship credit card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Wednesday at 8:35 on the Monsters in the Morning. Ray Trendley and the Monsters will be discussing all things law, from the latest celebrity legal troubles to what's going on out there.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is The Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim
I know why. This is man kicking up in Iowa. I know why Google won't find gay. Because your governor is running Google down there in Florida. Don't say gay.
All right. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show right here on Rural Radio. And thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that every single day. I am Jim. Jack sits right over there.
Yeah.
And
I do. Hi.
apparently,
hey, lady.
apparently just got goosed. And Deb has your news. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's go news.
Oh, man. Great transition there. Only the best for you, kid.
News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world. On the Jim Colbert Show.
I love you guys.
He's so button aggro.
I am. They all went black.
Oh, no. All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. We pause for a moment, say a prayer. All right, today marks 8 years since the deadly Pulse nightclub shooting, and Orlando Health ORMC has unveiled its redesigned and expanded trauma center. The second deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history claimed 49 lives, while 53 others were hurt. ORMC trauma surgeon Dr. Joseph Ibrahim often thinks back to that day when a flood of shooting victims from Pulse began to arrive.
You know, we have good and bad memories, obviously. A lot of people unfortunately lost their lives that day, but we had a lot of people that survived. We had a lot of outpouring from the community, and for me, it's a memory both of difficult times, but also of the community coming together.
And if you did not know, Dr. Ibrahim says every patient from Pulse that made it into the operating room survived.
Did they really?
Yes, they did. Now, the expansion was based on input from medical professionals who treated nearly 36 Pulse nightclub survivors. The new facility is able to support more than double the number of patients than its previous operation in order to better respond to mass casualty incidents in Central Florida. I hate saying that phrase. The full renovation of the hospital's emergency department is expected to wrap up next year. Now, the Central Florida community is remembering the victims and survivors of the country's one of its deadliest mass shootings. Exactly 8 years later, the city is hosting a series of events to honor the lives lost on that morning in 2016. The First United Methodist Church of Orlando is scheduled to host a ringing of the bells for each victim starting in about a little bit more than 30 minutes at 4 p.m. 3 hours later, a remembrance ceremony will take place at the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. Also, flags are at half staff across Florida. For Pulse Remembrance Day, Governor Ron DeSantis ordered flags to remain lowered until sunset tonight. In the meantime, the 2024 Florida School Safety Summit is underway here in Orlando.
All right.
It's a summit that brings together many of the protective measures in Florida that we've done in the wake of the Parkland tragedy.
Yeah, Tony Minalto, who lost his 14-year-old daughter Gina in the massacre, says school safety specialists and mental health coordinators from each of the 67 Florida public school districts are on hand to discuss ways to create the safest learning environment. The meeting comes a day before demolition of the 1200 building at Stoneman Douglas High School begins. The families of the victims have been invited to witness the demo and actually hammer off a piece if they want to. No word yet on what the building will be replaced with. And if that doesn't rock your mind, survivors of the Sandy Hook school shooting are set to graduate high school.
Yeah, that's insane.
Over 300 students will be graduating from Newtown High School in Connecticut today, and 60 of those students will be survivors of the mass shooting that killed 26 people at Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012.
Unbelievable, man.
All right, the Brevard County School District is going to allow some of its employees to carry guns on campus. Board members voted yesterday in support of the Sheriff Training On-Site Marshal Program. Staff members who are not assigned to classrooms can sign up. Those who qualify will go through a vetting process. The district says employees, part of the program, will only be allowed to prevent or stop an active threat situation. Training is scheduled to begin next month.
Yeah, can't use that for homework.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't make kids open up their lockers.
Right, want to pack that down for homework, guys.
Exactly.
You didn't do what?
I said open it.
Yeah. It's a real Dirty Harry moment.
It is.
All right, Mother Nature could disrupt plans for a rocket launch from Florida's Space Coast. SpaceX is planning or hoping to launch a Falcon 9 rocket today from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, but there's just a 5 5% chance of favorable weather conditions. There is a backup window for Thursday, but conditions improve to just 15% go.
Okay.
The mission is aimed at putting another batch of your favorite Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit, Jimmy.
Oh, God. That way, yeah. Nothing sounds better than allowing Mims to have Netflix.
All right, well, it's not just us. The rain that has been soaking South Florida since yesterday is just going to keep on coming.
It is, and it can.
2 inches, certainly possible today. 2 to 4 inches, and locally higher amounts to 6 or even 8 inches cannot be ruled out.
Yeah, no problem. National Weather Service meteorologist Sean Batty says tornadoes also are not out of the question, but he believes the biggest threat is the Lake Okeechobee and Palm Beach areas. Fort Lauderdale's 3.3 inches of rain yesterday broke a record, and as of 2 p.m. today, FlightAware is reporting more than 300 delays, more than 160 cancellations at Miami International Airport. The airport in the state where travelers are facing the next highest amount of holdups is Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International. There are currently more than 200 delays and more than 150 cancellations.
It is a deluge down there.
And it extends over to southwest Florida, where yesterday's storms are responsible for record rainfall totals across southwest Florida. The National Weather Service says areas along coastal Sarasota County recorded up to 10 inches of rain yesterday. As you can imagine, Sarasota County Public Works Director Spencer Anderson says that record rainfall quickly overwhelmed their storm sewers.
So it's very unusual, and it overwhelmed the majority of the stormwater system where we were at. We haven't had a storm like that in quite a while.
Hurricane.
Yeah.
Hurricane rain numbers is what it is.
More than 8 inches in 3 hours. Some cars had to be pushed out of the streets while others were just abandoned in the floodwaters. Nearly 4 inches of rain fell in 1 hour at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, which is an all-time record. Heavy rain is expected to continue for parts of Central, Southwest, and South Florida, and flood watches do remain posted.
Thank you for the reminder. Hey, Siri, remind me when I get home to turn off my sprinkler. It runs tomorrow morning.
Oh, there you go.
I don't need it.
You don't need it.
That's weird seeing sprinklers running during rainstorms.
Oh, it makes me so mad. All right, also in South Florida, well, a little bit further south of South Florida, but too close for comfort.
Okay.
Where a nuclear sub and other Russian warships are arriving at the port of Havana for military exercises.
That's that northern port, too. It's not like on the other side of Cuba. It's like on the closest to us.
Yes,
Cuba.
it is, which explains why the U.S. Navy has sent ships to kind of trail along and make sure they behave.
Yeah, you guys just stay right over there. You'll be fine.
Cuban expert Andy Gomez calls this a symbolic gesture more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a message being sent to Washington that Vladimir Putin is very much in Cuba to watch out and be involved in what Cuba's own politics is.
Yeah, he says the Biden administration is aware and monitoring, but he doesn't think the visit poses a threat. The Cuban military says none of the ships carry nuclear weapons, because we're going to believe that.
Right.
And this is all part of the, quote, friendly, end quote, relations between the two countries.
Good. That's awesome.
And Gomez had said this is kind of like if you grew up in the Cold War era, this is a little bit of that Cold War attitude,
Sure,
kind of like that posturing that we lived through.
Yeah, North Korea likes to do this.
Oh, a lot of this. A lot of this.
Yeah, they send doo-doo balloons. They do all the fun stuff.
They stop the doo-doo balloons.
Nobody's as creative North Korea when it comes to invading.
I know, man.
Oh, you want a missile? I got a doo-doo balloon. Here's about 200 doo-doo balloons.
They're dealing with what they have.
Yeah, right.
exactly.
They're trying to make the best out of it.
One thing they do have is plenty of doo-doo.
What can we do? We have doo-doo and latex. I know.
Orange County deputies are one step closer to solving a 30-year-old cold case. The sheriff's office gave an update earlier today saying skeletal remains found near Apopka back in October 1993 have finally been identified as Richard Wick.
Okay.
The 48-year-old was discovered by hunters in a vacant lot off of Binion Road. Now, Wick's death was quickly ruled a homicide. So authorities are asking the community's help to find his killer. So anyone with information is urged to contact Central Florida Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. Yeah,
isn't it?
I saw a little bit of that story this morning. I didn't read the entire thing.
I bet you the killer or killers thought they got away with it, right? Because just skeletal remains, how are they going to identify him?
Yeah.
There's no way to identify him. And yet,
yeah.
30 years later.
Toofuses.
All right, this next story
All right.
is going to so thoroughly frost your flakes.
I got to tell you, my flakes have been unfrosted for a while.
I bet. But the last story, the last line of this story is going to frost your flakes. Before that, it's going to give you some hope.
Okay, very good.
The niece,
thanks for the roller coaster ride of emotions beforehand. Let's do it.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. The niece of a Marion County assault victim credits praying for saving her aunt's life. Wanda Lasher talked yesterday about the incident involving her 91-year-old aunt Sunday morning in Reddick. For those who don't know, Reddick is a really little town. It's one intersection, has 500 residents. Most everyone knows everyone else. And as you can imagine, in a town this small, most everyone doesn't lock their doors.
Sure, yeah.
So Lasher's aunt was home when a man allegedly broke in and attacked her. Lasher says her aunt is a very Christian lady, and when it got to a point where she just couldn't fight back anymore, she just turned it over to God and started praying.
Oh, man.
Lasher says that's the moment, the exact moment when the man stopped his attack, got up, and walked out of the room before her aunt closed the door and locked it.
Wow.
No arrest has been announced. There's no word on a motive, but Lasher says her aunt has a theory.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part that's going to piss you off.
So the 91-year-old rape victim has a theory of why it happened.
Lasher tells Channel 9 her aunt thinks the attack was part of a gang initiation.
Are you serious? Wow, that's insane.
That's infuriating.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is infuriating to a 91-year-old woman.
Unbelievable.
All right. Gabby Petito's mother finds new piece of evidence in her daughter's case to be very shocking. That's what Nicole Schmidt said yesterday after the FBI released over 300 pages of documents of Petito's death investigation. We had covered this yesterday during Woke News. For those who don't remember, the 22-year-old from Sarasota County was killed 3 years ago by her fiance, Brian Laundrie. Actually, she was living in Sarasota County, originally from New York. While the two were on a cross-country road trip, the evidence Schmidt refers to is a letter Petito wrote to Laundrie. In the letter, Petito apologizes for an argument she and Laundrie had. Schmidt says the letter shows Petito was trying so hard to earn love from somebody that was not being very caring to her.
Yeah.
Schmidt also tells News Channel 8 it blows her mind to learn that Petito's body was found near a revolver, speed loader, and crossbow arrows. Still no word if those weapons had anything to do with her death.
Wow.
And then this is, you and I were talking before the show, Jimmy, this is a really bad day. This day has just bad juju all over
June
it.
12th does have a weird sense of an ominous aura about it.
Says Jack. Jimmy already knows this one, but do you want to know what other anniversary is being noted today?
On June 12th.
This one's going to rock your socks. Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman were murdered 30 years ago
How about
today.
that, dude? How about
today.
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
So we have Christina Grimmie, who nobody talks about, was also murdered the same day that the Pulse murders happened.
That was the Friday night.
Yeah.
And then Pulse happened late Saturday night,
right.
early Sunday morning.
Right, so same weekend. My apologies.
Yes.
And then and then this happens, and then it's just like June 12th is a bad juju day.
It
right?
is. Nicole's ex-husband, O.J. Simpson, charged with the murders that led to what many called, quote, the trial of the century, end quote. Simpson was acquitted, but the family of Goldman was awarded more than $33 million in a civil suit against Simpson in 1997. Simpson died on April 10th of this year. And, of course, we heard from his attorney saying he will make it his life's mission to make sure the Goldmans don't get one red cent.
Yeah.
All right. New parents in Duval County are one of the Florida Lottery's latest winners. And I have to say, I thought of Ross and Olivia with this story. I was like, man, I wish
they
this
live
would...
in Duval?
No, I was hoping. I'm like, man, I wish this would happen to them. Lottery officials announced that Jacksonville's John Stanhill won $1 million in the $50 500 times the cash scratch-off game. The 46-year-old took a lump sum payment of $640,000. Stanhill and his wife welcomed their very first baby, a baby boy, 3 weeks later after winning $1 million.
Wow.
And the couple is using the winnings to start a college fund for their newborn and pay off student loans.
Wow. Yeah, they're going to get about halfway there with that million.
Come on.
Good luck. Did you see I saw a story today, the most expensive states to raise a kid. Did you see the number in Connecticut?
I didn't see.
What do you think per kid?
100,000.
$42K.
Whoa.
A kid.
For what?
Yeah, food, daycare, all the stuff that goes along with having a kid. $42,000 a year for Connecticut.
Whoa.
Yeah. Connecticut, Mass, New York, Hawaii, Colorado, all the most expensive states to raise kids because of the cost of everything around it.
Well, I've also heard that like childcare costs have gone up
Through the roof.
exponentially. So it's really hard for parents to find good quality childcare that isn't
That's the max of the number. When you look at it, they break it down like food, lodging, and all the other things. When you look at daycare is the largest by far percentage of that number. Yeah. Just in time, Jack. We got him out just in time, big dog.
Snip. Snip, good to go.
Just in time. You get the out of here.
And speaking of new parents, just in time for Father's Day, like we teased before the news, Pepsi is partnering with celebrity chef Bobby Flay.
Oh, God.
For a new cologne called Smoked.
Smoked?
Smoked. PepsiCo said they've introduced a new cologne
that's so great,
that captures the summer sense of grilling and ice cold Pepsi. Doesn't this have Jim Colbert written all over it?
So it smells like hot dog water and lake water.
No, the fragrance, which features notes of caramel, citrus, and wood. Unfortunately, not available in stores, but Pepsi is giving away bottles through a contest on its Instagram.
Yeah. Smells like ginger arrogance. Bobby's a little arrogant.
In addition, select Walmart locations will be sampling the cologne this Saturday.
Nice.
Day before Father's Day, gets you out and get you smelling smoked.
Do I put it on my neck or get it cold and drink
it? And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. This summer on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And today, more downpours. There could be some flash flooding as well. High temperatures in the mid-80s. Our rain chance today at 80%. Today is a Fox 35 weather impact day. That means if you have any outdoor plans, you're likely to be impacted. In fact, the rain chances remain high through the rest of this work week before finally backing off as we head into this Father's Day weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Grab great gearhead gifts your dad will love, like tools, parts, and collectibles, or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Shop SummitRacing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends June 23rd, 2024.
You know, the last thing you want to have happen in the summer in this state is to be caught without an AC or caught with an AC that barely made it through. Last summer, you figured, whoosh, we'll just wait and get it done next year. Next year now is here, and it's hot already. Mid-90s last week, and it's going to be hot again as soon as these storms clear out. Is your AC ready for the entire summer? If not, call my friends over at Mills Air. Get that preventive maintenance plan. It's like a tune-up for your AC system. They'll go through your entire system from the ducts to the units to make sure there's just the right Freon and everything's working perfectly. This is what they do better than anybody, and you can lean on these guys. 30-plus years of experience. These techs know all the problems, and they can solve them. And even better, if you do need a new unit, Carrier factory authorized dealers, that's what they are, with up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. These guys are awesome, and they are ready to help you with your AC problems right now. Call them, 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Each morning across Florida, hundreds of Duke Energy line workers start each day with one thing on our minds: making the grid stronger and more reliable for you. To us, it's about more than keeping the lights on. It's about being more efficient to help lower costs for our customers. It's more than a job, it's a commitment to building a smarter, more reliable energy future for Florida. Find out more at duke-energy.com/FLFuture. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Thank you from Fence Outlet, Central Florida's top fencing company. As we celebrate 30 years in business, we want to thank our customers for their trust and support. We couldn't have reached this milestone without you. Find out more at fenceoutlet.com.
Russell Peters Relax World Tour.
I go, my parents are from India. She goes, oh, India. See, I knew India. Indian people, you have a big eyes and long eyelash like a cow. Wow, 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 wow.
August 1st, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know what to do. I just tipped her one thank you, bye-bye, and I left.
On sale now at casino.hardrock.com/Tampa or Ticketmaster.com. Russell Peters, Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
I'm John Morgan, here to urge you to vote yes on Amendment 3 and legalize the adult use of marijuana. I have some experience. I ran 2 previous amendments for medical marijuana and won the second time. All the lies they told last time, they're telling this time. They said pot shops would ruin neighborhoods and churches. Didn't happen. They said children would get it and use it. Didn't happen. Our governor says it's going to cause a stink. Come on, dog. But what did happen is almost 1 million people now have the medical help they need without narcotics and opioids. So now let's finish what I started. Let's do this together and not let the pharmaceutical and liquor industry try and stop us again. The only smell I smell is the stench out of Tallahassee's politicians. Join me, John Morgan, in voting yes for the people and for Amendment 3.
Vote yes on Amendment 3. Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Safe Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, Suite 3, 321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
These days, the cost of fixing or replacing things in your home is going through the roof with no end in sight. Air conditioning replacement, $6,000. New refrigerator, $1,500. Flat screen TV, $1,200. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Everything Breaks now before something else breaks. For as little as $1 a day, Everything Breaks can cover it all. Appliances, plumbing, air conditioning, home electronics, including cell phones and more. Everything Breaks covers repairs your insurance doesn't, saving you hundreds, even thousands on unexpected repair bills. Call Everything Breaks now before something else breaks. Call for your free quote. Call 855-865-SAVE. That's 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Limitations and exclusions apply. See plan terms and conditions for details. Coverage not available in all states. Actual savings may vary based on the coverage plan and repairs needed. Call 855-865-SAVE. Online at goeverythingbreaks.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. Did your mobile provider just increase their prices again? Switch to Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. With Spectrum Mobile, you get unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Switching to Spectrum Mobile has never been easier. We'll pay off your phone balance up to $2,500. Stop dealing with price hikes from your cell phone company. Get Spectrum Mobile. Visit spectrum.com/itpays-to-switch for full details. Offer subject to change. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Get to Twin Peaks for Wing Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we have 6 boneless wings, fries, and a soda for just $10. Prefer a signature draft beer? It's only $2 more. That's every Wednesday at Twin Peaks.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert Show.
Soul Man here. Those keyword searches, when you do that pop up like that, are based on what's trending, really. It's not anything else like that. And being that community is such a small percentage of the world, those words typically wouldn't be trending even if it's Pride Month, because the vast majority of people aren't going to be searching for things like that. So it's based on what's trending.
Good afternoon, the Jim Colbert Show, Prince of the Islands here. Jim, for you to get a good answer, you have to go incognito and type it in, and we'll give it. It's 7.1%. I just did it. I know that you cannot do it in your straight bar, but you can do it when you go incognito. You can get anything you want there.
Thank you,
I don't know for what reason, but I just knew.
Yeah, what we're talking about and what those talkbacks are about is, earlier in the show, I mentioned that I was doing some research today on the show regarding the gay community. I just wanted to simply find out how many gay people are in the U.S. And I typed in what percentage of the U.S. population is. And I noticed that it auto-filled a bunch of stuff. Then I typed in the word G, or the letter G. It still didn't autofill the word gay. Then A still didn't do it. And even when I autofilled put the entire world, it didn't autofill any other information. I was simply asking, I wonder why Google does that. It also didn't autofill for homosexual. It did not autofill for LGBTQ as well. So I just kind of found that unique, that of all the things that it would autofill to, it would not autofill to those things. That's what you're hearing those talkbacks about. And by the way, you're welcome to leave one as well. We were looking for theories. I don't know that the Soul Man's theory works because I don't think it really bases on trending, and it is National Pride Month. So I would think that if anybody was being searched, it would be maybe that community for any reason whatsoever. I don't know.
So I just brought up an incognito window, but it doesn't fill anything.
Yeah, it doesn't fill anything. I knew he was wrong when he said that because incognito doesn't fill anything. That's the nature of it.
Well, maybe he meant that you can type it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
anyway, that's what the talkbacks were about. So when you hear those things, I don't want you to be confused. We were talking about that a little bit earlier in the program. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb. Yeah, Jack is here as well. Animal House coming up in a minute. We're going to have a really cool guest. So if you want to hop on to the YouTube feed and check that out, Jesse Nix is going to be here. Let me make sure I get that right. Jay Nix is going to be here along with Drago. And Drago is his gigantic German Shepherd that it was formerly a police canine.
Yeah, he's now retired. They've encountered a little bit of traffic.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to kick things off on time. But our good friend Robert Ramos, who's retired as an Orange County canine deputy, is here to make the introduction.
And Sergeant Jay Nix is the Marion County Sheriff's Department canine supervisor. So we'll talk to them about a bunch of cool stuff in regards to that.
All right, meet that big dog.
And you want to know what's going on in Marion County, I believe.
Something happening in Marion County.
Okay.
There's something very bad. Well, I think all those people moved to Winter Springs, I believe.
Oh.
Jack, I think all the convicts from Ocala went over to Winter Springs.
I don't know what happened.
All right, 407.
How'd all the riffraff get in?
916-1041, especially with you there, buddy. I mean, you're like the police.
I'm putting in 25 years in August.
Yeah.
In late July, it'll be 25 years I've lived there.
Wow.
And you have the best thing, though. Don't you have cops in your neighborhood?
Right across the street.
Yeah, and they park their car there and everything?
Yeah.
That's great.
That
Love
helps
it.
out. We have in the area.
Well, the drug dealers who live on the other 3 houses around me are real nervous, but I love it.
In the area I moved to, there's a cop car that sits out there all the time, too. And I'm like, yes, baby. Park them all over. I do not care one bit.
But back to Jack's point, living by a drug dealer is a soupçon.
You've had to do that?
Oh, in fact, thanks to his red door, I came home after spending the weekend at my best friend's to find 3 gentlemen in FBI jackets and fully loaded guns. Of which I wasn't riding dirty or anything, but pulled up and I was like, whoa.
This is at your place?
This is at my house. I'm like, can I help you guys?
Right. Or can I run?
And I can hear what I'm going on the phone saying, yeah, the one with the red door, right? And I'm like, that house, gentleman, you're looking for would be 3 houses that way.
Go kick that one in, please.
Yeah, that's the one you're going to see the cars doing the slow roll, picking someone up underneath the street light and then dropping them off a few minutes later at the exact same spot.
That Palm Bay thing that just happened a couple weeks ago, that when they shut down, or they're going to turn into a bike track or whatever.
Right.
Remember that one? I bet there are people who live near those kind of properties.
Oh,
I've been so lucky in my life. I've had to live next to a couple ne'er-do-wells and families that
she was an elderly woman, Jimmy.
That didn't act right, but it wasn't anything nefarious like cop involved stuff. I mean, I got real. I would think it would be almost worse. God, what would it be worse, to live next to someone that deals with domestic violence all the time, or a drug house?
Had that as a child.
Oh, really?
Lived next door. Lived in a duplex.
Yeah, I lived in an apartment that had the domestic violence thing happening.
You'd hear that every night. And he was that same guy who would ask the neighborhood kids to put a paper bag on their heads and sit on his lap.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah.
What's the paper bag thing?
I don't know, but let's just say my mom was like, yeah, you're not ever going over there. You and your brother, you stay away from
that paper bag kink is new. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
That's a little shocking.
But I can tell you what, I don't know what was living next door to addicts. And this is, by the way, this is Delaney Park. So this isn't like when I'm, living next door to addicts was just as rough.
Yeah.
Cars going at all hours of the night. They come over at 11 o'clock at night with a fistful of dimes asking if they can use my car.
No, thanks.
Because they need to go to Publix.
And by the way, I was only joking about living next door to drug dealers. They listen, and I don't want to anger them.
Don't want your prices to go up. I get it. I get it, Jack. You don't want that. You don't want that 20% ragging premium.
If they're listening, we want them to keep listening.
That's right. Your bag just went from 45 to 60, big mouth. All right, 407 916 1041. Text us at 77031. Did you guys hear the new restaurant coming to town? National chain. And the funny thing is
I did.
I've only eaten at this place one time in my life as a kid, and I remember even back then, even as a little doo-doo redneck in Palatka, Florida, I was like, "This isn't
Jack in the Box."
Jack in the Box is the answer.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jack in the Box is coming to town. Brand new burger chain coming to Orlando. Locations are going to be lots of places. This is a California-based place. I didn't know that. I actually thought it was in Texas for some reason. He'll be the owner of 10 additional locations, not where or when. They don't know when they're going to do it, but they are coming to Central Florida. 10 locations of Jack in the Box over the next few years will open in Orlando.
Man, I thought it was going to be an In-N-Out burger.
And the funny thing is I don't know of anybody who tells me they clamor for that. You know, we talked about cravings, was it yesterday? And somebody brought up the one that I mentioned that I have cravings for Crystal Burgers occasionally. That hasn't hit me in a while, but I did used to have those cravings. I've never had or heard anybody have a craving for Jack in the Box.
I think some of those things are just more nostalgic. You grew up with it. You're just like, oh, it's a part of your childhood.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the draw for White Castle a lot. Like when White Castle came in, it's like, and I mean, they just had some crazy buzz and lines, for it.
And then 3 weeks later, it was like, okay, what's next? I guess this guy who's bringing them in, this guy, Ed Zausch, also owns Daddy's Chicken Shack.
All right.
Yeah, it's where you eat chicken with a paper bag on your head. All right, 407-916.
You don't want to eat there.
Don't say
you
that.
You don't want to eat there.
There's another chain that, Jack in the Box was pretty popular. I mean, we knew about it.
Right.
And I've never lived near one, but I'm aware of it because I know it's big other places. Another one like that is Del Taco.
Yeah, Del Taco. There used to be Del Tacos in Orlando.
Did there?
Yeah. I remember Del Taco. And the Jack in the Box I went to was in Gainesville. That's where I remember going because when my grandfather was going through dialysis, when we'd drop him off at the dialysis place, we had to go do something for 4 hours. And we would go and to the hospital and feed the ducks. And occasionally we would get Jack in the Box.
Yeah. Ensuring that cycle of health for your family. So one day your kids will be taking you to dialysis there.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah. You know where you guys should go? Jack in the Box, right over there. They just opened 10 new locations.
Somebody just texted us at 77031 from Vegas. Love me some Jack in the Crack.
Oh, boy.
They call it Jack in the Crack?
I guess.
I guess also Fat Burger is open here in Orlando now. Out in Celebration, there's a Fat Burger. That's a specifically California chain, is it not?
Oh,
I think Fat Burger's like a big time California thing.
I've always just known that as an In-N-Out.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Up next is Animal House. Sergeant Jay Nix from Marion County and Drago will be dropping by. So hop on the YouTube feed. That way you can watch this gigantic German Shepherd interact with us and possibly chew off my hand. We'll see that next.
Yay!
All right.
Woo!
Sons of bitches.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Looking at slow traffic in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535. Delays also reported between Princeton Street and Anderson Street for those traveling through downtown Orlando today. A crash is still causing heavy delays westbound on the 408, where 2 lanes are currently blocked on the toll road at Crystal Lake Drive. If you see other traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Order a Biggie Bag at Wendy's today. When you think of your go-to meal, what do you think of? Because if it's not the Wendy's Biggie Bag with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Wendy's Biggie Bag hits every time. So stop by and grab your ride or die meal. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Man, do I get asked a lot of questions about Life Imaging FLA. A lot of people wanting to know exactly how to get involved. It could not be easier. I'll tell you in a second. But here's what can happen for you. When my wife and I got these scans from Life Imaging FLA, this free heart scan, it was really a game changer because it turned out really good because we were both had good, clean hearts. But I did find some issues in my body, diverticulitis, some kidney issues. That way I was able to go and attack that with my primary care doctor. But my in-laws also got theirs. And that's the cool thing. thing. Summer's here. You want to enjoy yourself. You want those people that you love around forever. Tell them about Life Imaging FLA. Get them over there for that free heart scan and make sure that they understand exactly what's happening inside. That way they can build that plan for their long-term health care. No dyes. You don't take off your clothes. This entire process only takes a few minutes. So do not wait. Do exactly what I did and many Central Floridians. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, you got to be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make this the year you finally take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto text message from iHeartMedia.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Look, honey, Florida watermelons are back in season.
They're back? I thought this day would never come. I've waited so long for the sweet, refreshing taste of fresh Florida watermelon. My smoothies, my fruit salads, my life. Nothing has been the same without my Florida watermelons.
Ma'am, is your husband okay? He's fine. He's just being melon-dramatic.
Fresh from Florida watermelon. There's sunshine in every bite.
I'm just so happy.
This is attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injured law firm of Kaufman & Lind. I'd like to thank some of the people in my firm who make this possible. Craig Lind, Christian Schlereth, Ken Schoenberger, Natalie Bailey, Sarah Burkhalter, Bree Lopez, Ashley Larson, Skylar Farazi, Renee Rosso, Catherine Ewing, Delaney Hogue, Patty Hotchkiss, Christopher Hunt, Christopher Diaz, Matthew Fondren, Jonathan Lamb, Sam Korth, Bridget Lind, David Love, Haley Weedman, and Alex Francis. I can't thank you enough. Contact us at winunions.com or dial pound 546. Offices, Orlando.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market. The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Here's a Father's Day dad joke. The way a pawn moves in chess is pretty straightforward. You know what's not a dad joke? Getting $50 off the Bartesian Premium Countertop Cocktail Maker with the purchase of 1 pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get the best premium cocktail maker for Dad at the best price for you. Bartesian, premium cocktails on demand.
I'm Maria Kondakova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And, of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
At Fence Outlet, we're proud to be Central Florida's top fencing contractor, and we're celebrating 30 years of framing your family memories. Here's to many more years with you at the center. Thanks for 30 great years. Visit us online at fenceoutlet.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call now for your free info kit. 800-961-5544. 800-961-5544.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Make your summer awesome at Sutherland Nissan Orlando with 6 Nissan models under $30K.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Oh, come on, man. Jack in the Box used to be at the corner of 436 and 434 in Brantley Square way back in the 70s. And then they took it away and turned it into something else. Used to sitting right in front of service merchandise. It's not just the West Coast. But I miss it because I had everything.
You figure Jack in the Box has to be from California, since most guys named Jack are probably living in a box in California. Sorry, Jack.
Yeah. Man, growing up in Texas, Jack in the Box was one of my favorite places. They had the best bad tacos in the business, and they were open late, too.
Talk to you, Mike, checking in. There's a Del Taco near the fun spot over there by iDrive.
Very nice.
Hey, Deb. I got in a fight today with 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. I guess the odds were against me.
Oh, God almighty.
I like that joke.
Thanks for clarifying that was a dad joke. We appreciate that. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Jack is right over there, and Deb has Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Clausman at Clausman Law. We're going to tell you how you can get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House. But now, please join me in welcoming a brand new guest, Sergeant Jay Nix and his retired K-9 Drago from the Marion County Sheriff's Office. More importantly, K-9s United.
Yay! What up,
Thank you guys for having us.
What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, I am not going to make you mad, killer. Holy ass. How big are you? What?
Oh, man, I'm just a little fella.
6'5", maybe 240 or something? What are you? Good Lord of mercy. How you doing, Jay? Good to meet you, buddy.
I'm good, really doing.
Robert,
really
always
well.
good to see you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
How's things? Where's that dog? I don't know. Is he roaming around your school?
He's right here being a good boy.
Is he being a good boy?
Yeah.
He's huge, though.
So you are you're the Marion County Sheriff's Department K-9 supervisor.
Correct.
Right. So what does that entail?
So my official title is the K-9 Unit Commander. I basically run the entire K-9 unit for the Marion County Sheriff's Office, which is our patrol K-9 division, our dogs that work inside the detention center there at the jail, as well as the dogs that work inside the schools.
Do you get to choose which dogs come into the unit?
I do.
You do?
I evaluate and choose and select every dog that comes into the agency.
Really, from a puppy on?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So those things are like I say those things. These officers, I should say, are chosen when they're young. Is it a breeder that you know specifically that comes from like a brood that you know, or how does that work?
No. So typically, the way it works for most law enforcement, especially in the state of Florida, is we have vendors that are kind of like developers and yeah, basically.
Man.
They're vendors that are constantly on the lookout for dogs that are being developed from an infantile stage to an age where we can get them and start working them. And a lot of these dogs are imported from overseas.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So like Drago came from Slovakia.
Did he?
He was actually born and bred in Hungary and then imported to Slovakia, where he was developed into a dog that would be a potential police dog candidate. And that's pretty much how it works for most law enforcement agencies across the country, especially here in Florida.
Hey, Jay, if I come in there with the camera, is our friend going to be cool?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we come.
Until he's hanging off your arm.
If you're watching on YouTube, it's at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Yeah, and if you get a chance real quick, Jimmy, if you don't mind, Jay, if you could hand me the license plate, because really what we, Drago's famous, by the way.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Because his face.
How solid is that?
When you get.
I'll never be that cool.
When you order, because you have your Canines United.
Yeah, check out the YouTube feed right now. You can see this.
The dog that is facing you, that is Drago.
God almighty, look at him.
That is Drago. So he is one of the dogs that adorns this very important license plate that is on pre-sale right now for Florida drivers. And this money, Jay, I know you'll be able to tell us, Sergeant, how this money coming from this plate will directly impact especially your smaller police departments in the state of Florida and sheriff's offices that really their canines could use this support.
Absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about what getting your Canines United license plate will help provide?
As you know, state of Florida has a lot of specialty unit license plates, a special license plate, college, teams, different things like that. All of those plates are basically decided upon by the governor. This plate specifically, Canines United was able to attain based on the governor's approval after Canines United was instrumental in bringing on state legislation that helped protect law enforcement canines. There's 2 bills that Canines United was directly responsible for passing. One was so that it went from a 3rd-degree felony to a 2nd-degree felony if you killed or injured a police dog in the line of duty. The other bill that was passed and signed into law by the governor was the bill that basically says now that law enforcement animals like a canine can be transported in an ambulance or by helicopter, where prior to it was actually against the law and wasn't able to be able to do that.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's so brutal, man.
Yeah. So and it's been put into place, and it was actually as a result of an ATF dog that was injured severely during the line of duty, and when it got time to try to figure out where we're going to take this dog to, it was like, we can't put him in an ambulance because it's against the law to put an animal inside of an ambulance. So nobody ever thought that detail through.
Sure.
The fire captain at that particular agency, which we'll kind of leave unnamed, said, screw the rule book. We're throwing it out. We're putting this dog in an ambulance. And because of the training that those officers had received from Canines United, training, that they were able to help the paramedics kind of get this into a play. It caused a big stink, and unfortunately, it kind of got to some of the state politicians, and they said, hold on, time out. Why?
What is this?
This is crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And so we worked with some of the state politicians, able to get this passed. The governor approved it, signed it into law. So now dogs like Drago, if they're shot or injured and things like that, they can be put in an ambulance and transported by helicopter or ambulance.
Which is amazing. Deb and I were talking about this beforehand, and we were going over that very thing. And I was like, you mean they want to not take care of the one that they send in first?
Sure.
Like you're sending the dog in
100%,
first.
yeah.
I mean, if anything, that dog should be covered for sure. It's insane to me that ever was a question, but I guess it just needed to happen to make sure it was clear.
Well, and I think it's one of those things that was probably an oversight at some point in time. Like, we don't put animals in an ambulance for obvious reasons.
Right.
But nobody thought about it from this perspective. And it's true. Like, we do send, these dogs are a lot of times being utilized as a last line of defense, and it sounds very horrible, but it's almost as a sacrificial lamb,
right?
Because we're trying our best to save a human life.
Sure thing.
And nobody wants that to ever happen. But the truth is, it's sad, but we can get another dog, we can't get another human.
Right.
It sounds terrible, but I can't replace somebody's dad. I can't replace somebody's husband
or another officer.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So I think it was just more of an oversight than more of it was we don't want police dogs being transported.
Right.
That brought awareness to it, which in turn made it to where the governor was all on board with it.
Sure.
And now, as a result, so anyway, back to the tag. As a result of those 2 laws being signed into place, the governor was like, "Look, this organization has done some fantastic work.
Yes,
let's jump on board with this." And he's given us the opportunity for this plate. However, a lot of people do not understand that in order for a license plate to actually be tangible, so you can put on your car, they have to pre-sell 3,000 of these license plates. And you have to do it in a very short amount of time. Luckily for us, we have a fantastic governor, and the governor was like, look, we'll give you a little bit extra time. But the truth is, a lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we're hoping that, today, bringing awareness to it. We're down to the final 800, but we only have until October.
Okay.
So if we pre-sell,
that seems achievable.
And it seems, I think this is where a lot of it is. People are getting confused. So we have to pre-sell the 3,000. If we pre-sell the 3,000, this tag is now on the wall at your local DMV.
Right.
And you can walk in at any point in time and go, I want that tag.
That's right.
But until then, we have to get this 3,000 sold.
Just pre-orders. It's very simple, right? Simple math, right? It's like a T-shirt company.
Absolutely. And the thing is, too, is like a lot of people think, oh, well, when my license plate comes time for renewal, I'll go get it. No, we can't do that.
Can't do that, right?
We have to pre-sell. So like me and my wife, we bought 5 of them. I don't even own 5 cars.
Right.
But I pre-bought 5 of them. But what that does is it buys you a DMV tag voucher, right? But it's specifically for this tag. Now, let's just say for a worst case scenario, we don't make our 3,000. That tag voucher that you've bought is still good at DMV.
Right.
You can decide, 2 years down the road, hey, I need to use that now.
Yeah,
right?
but you just won't qualify for this because this won't be made, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you
don't really lose the money.
Exactly. So for listeners, buy the tag.
Yeah.
Right? Like if for some reason you decide, you know what, I don't want that specific tag. Doesn't matter. It still helps us.
Right.
Buy that tag. You can use it later on down the road for a regular Sunshine State tag.
Yeah, whatever.
Right, exactly. So for us, we need these last 800 sold so that this tag can just go into production.
And where do they go to order this?
So they can go, the easiest way to do it is caninesunited.org. Directly on the homepage, there's a link. Click it. It'll take you through the process directly to the DMV, how to pre-sell. They'll send you a voucher in the mail. You've got it.
It's K9s. That's K, the number 9S.
United.
K9s.
It's the letter
United.
K, the number 9, S, united.org.
Perfect. I want to make sure that because
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially with him. But what's really important and needs to be said is that $25 from every one of these tags that are sold is going to go directly to help support, protect, and advocate for our canine officers
That's right.
that are throughout the state of Florida. So when you buy the tag, you're not just helping the pre-order sales, but $25 of that tag.
Sure.
And every tag sold in the state of Florida is going to go to help buy the car alarms that, will alert an officer.
Heat alarms.
The heat alarms. Yeah, exactly. The best for your dogs.
Big picture, right? So if we pre-sell these 3,000, that's basically $75,000 that goes to this nonprofit, which, by the way, and it's very important, I think everybody should know this, it is 100% nonprofit. Not like, oh, we're this nonprofit and no, you're not actually nonprofit because the guy that's running the place takes a massive paycheck.
Right, $100K a year.
This guy and this guy and this guy.
Every dollar goes toward the program.
It goes 100%, and not one dime goes anywhere else but back to programs that are struggling financially. Like, I was very fortunate. I am very fortunate. I work for an agency that is very well funded. Rob worked for an agency that was very well funded. But it's scary how many agencies out there have these dogs and they don't have the money to go buy the things that need to protect them or the training.
Sergeant Jay Nixon with us, Marion County Canine Supervisor. I got to tell you what, we're going to do something we don't really usually do. We're going to take a little break and come back. I want to spend a little bit more time with you guys. You got a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Back with one more segment with Jay Nixon Drago. Right after this.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Try it with Angel.
Officer,
What?
you know what?
So uncomfortable.
I want to let you know. I appreciate a lot of things that you do. I love you, man.
Yeah, you're the man, dude. That's all you got. I got goosebumps. I hate it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Slow traffic reported on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate between US 27 and the 429, as well as between Osceola Parkway and 535. Traffic looks good so far north and southbound on Florida's Turnpike. No delays to report this afternoon on the 408. If you run into any traffic problems, just make sure you call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Macy's. Find the perfect Father's Day gift with Macy's Gift Finder. In just a couple clicks, you'll get personalized gift ideas for every dad at every budget. Visit Macys.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
Michelob Ultra wants to give you the chance to watch the next Copa America match live in Orlando. Complete the entry from the QR code at participating outlets for your chance to win a Michelob Ultra grand prize. We're talking 2 tickets to the June 29th Copa America game in Orlando, where Canada will meet with Chile at Camping World Stadium. Some of the participating outlets where you can find that QR code, we are talking Circle K, Racetrack, ABC Liquors, Walmart, Winn-Dixie, Total Wine and more. It's all over the place. Michelob Ultra is a proud sponsor of the CONMEBOL Copa America. Must be 21 or older to enter. Please drink responsibly.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
2 nights on one stage.
Capital One cardholders can score their tickets first, right now, before anyone else. Only available while pre-sale tickets last, or until Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive pre-concert event with a performance from New Kids on the Block. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast. So visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One to buy.
Let's make Father's Day something this year with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. It whips up over 60 premium cocktails on demand, each ready at the push of a button. And right now, you get $50 off when you buy 1 pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Make Dad's Father's Day by making cocktails with all natural juices and bitters without making any mess at all. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get $50 off the best premium cocktail maker for Dad. Bartesian. Premium cocktails on demand.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7. Ah!
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to EnduranceWarranty.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
I'm Maria Kondakova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And, of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
Think orange
orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Let me tell you something. I take this dog Drago home in about 5 seconds.
No, I got him first.
He
was just loving on me.
Jay Nix here is the K-9 supervisor for Marion County Sheriff's Department. I'm sorry, Sergeant. What did I say?
You said Jay.
Oh, my apologies. I said Sergeant Jay.
Big casual.
And during the break, we were loving up on Drago, and Jay's wife Nikki is here, and he went over and was like nuzzling her. I was like, wow, what a big baby. He goes, yeah, that's here. You don't want to see work Drago.
Yeah.
Work Drago, not fun. Home Drago, a lot of fun. Very cuddly and lovey. Work Drago. Is there a code that takes Work Drago into Work Drago mode?
I think it's more contextual. He gets in that cop car. We put his vest on, put his collar on. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. And I got to bet, by the way, Sergeant Jay Nix from the Marion County Sheriff's Department. He's the K-9 supervisor is here. Robert Ramos is here as well. We're doing Animal House. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And so is Jack as well. This is an extended version because we think this is important. You know, here on the show, we've really supported as many police activity departments, any kind of funding we can possibly do. This K-9 United thing is something we've supported from day one on the Jim Colbert Show, and I know that Real Radio has as well. And this is an opportunity for you to do something cool. And here's the cool thing. Really, what's being asked of you is nothing more than you have to do every year. Right? You have to get a license plate, right? You have to have a valid license plate on your vehicle in this state. We're simply asking if you want to help get this K-9 United plate when it comes up. We only have 800 more to go before October, and then we can get it on the list. That means when you go to the DMV to order your plate, along with your Florida State, your University of Florida, and your Pride tags, all that stuff, you can also grab the K-9 United tag, and that really helps out with funding. Sergeant, you were telling us during the break some of the things that officers who actually have K-9 that are part of the community and part of the Sheriff's Department's property.
Yes.
Because that's what they are. They're property of the Sheriff's Department. Those handlers have to pay for their own food, the dog's food.
There are agencies where the dogs are working the street, protecting these officers, protecting citizens, and the handlers are having to use their own money to buy food for these dogs.
Damn, that's crazy. Teachers out there going,
Yeah.
Well, I get it.
And real
teachers
quick,
understand, yeah.
I want to thank those who've texted us already at 77031 saying they've already either pre-ordered their tag or they're going to go to k9united.org where they can make a donation of $100. But, you know, as we're talking about this, Jimmy, here's, I think, where the disconnect is for a lot of folks in the audience. Someone also texted us at 77031. Don't taxpayers already take care of the K-9?
Oh, that's a
Can
great
you guys
question.
answer that?
Yeah.
So-
Jay, why don't you fill them in?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yes, taxpayers do. So a lot of people don't know, county agencies, so sheriff's departments, most sheriff's departments' budget come from property taxes. City agencies come from different taxes and, you know, road taxes, different things like that. But most agencies that are sheriff's offices are coming from property taxes. The sheriff's office does have a budget. Not my agency. My agency does take very good care of our dogs. Our sheriff recently even just signed a policy where we even take care of our retired dogs now.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But that's not across the board.
Yeah.
There are a lot of small agencies, and you think about like Marion County's big, Orange County's big. There are a lot of little bitty agencies that have 10, 12 officers in the entire agency.
Gilchrist County.
Yeah, Gilchrist. Right this moment, I have guys in my canine school that are from Gilchrist and Dixie County. Those are little bitty agencies. So these agencies have a budget, but their budget is so spread thin throughout the rest of the agency, taking care of all these other facets.
Yeah.
That a lot of times the dogs are kind of left out there.
And let me ask you, Jay, because I find this interesting because, I mean, obviously the politics goes hand in hand with, you know, running a sheriff's department, running something like this. And I would bet it'd be interesting to hear, you know, you guys have to argue against providing something for a human officer as opposed to a canine officer when it comes to budget restrictions. You know,
for sure.
Yeah, that doesn't come up. You know, do I get Sergeant so-and-so a vest or do I buy the dog a vest?
Right.
You know, it's hard to argue that, especially what we just said last second.
I'll give you an example. Drago was that dog right there was purchased through donated funds, not through the sheriff's office budget.
Wow, really?
Whoa.
Rob's one of my counterparts here at Canines United. I serve as we both serve on the board. My position is the vice president, and Rob is one of our board members, but Rob handles a lot. Matter of fact, 99.9% of our requests that come in from canine handlers and agencies. Rob can tell you the amount of stuff that we buy, the amount of the things that you would think absolutely the agency. Like, you got this dog, heat alarm. We're in Florida. You cannot have a car without a kennel and a heat alarm. Rob, how many kennels and heat alarms do we buy on a regular basis?
Let's see. Last year, I think we bought 15.
15 of them.
15 just for Florida.
Yeah.
Right, and that's probably about a $7,000 total setup.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Each?
Yeah.
Wow.
Between kennels, heat alarms, all the fail-safe stuff, the monitoring system for their phones, all that stuff. We had to buy 15. It's 100 degrees.
Wow, man.
Like, you can't have a dog unattended in a car that amount of time. Like, that's
Unbelievable.
crazy.
And how long was Drago part of the force? I mean, is there? And by the way, is there a limit to how long an animal can be on the force?
There are. Drago just turned 8 years old. He's retired now.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why he's on the license plate. He's representing our agency here. The other dog on that tag is Canine Riker. Riker was a dog that worked in St. Johns County, up near where you're from.
Right.
And Riker passed away a couple years ago, but those are the two dogs that made the cut. We put this out. It wasn't like we said, oh, I want to put my dog on there.
Right.
We put out a bunch of artwork to the community and let the community pick and choose, and that's how Drago and Riker ended up on the tag in that design.
Drago is like stereotypically German Shepherd, except he's giant.
He is a big boy, big head.
Much bigger German Shepherd than I've encountered before. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that.
No, absolutely not.
And you told me
I wouldn't want to be on the other side of that.
And I love the line on the tag. It says, because my service matters.
Right.
Jay, what does that take when you have Drago right now? He is in it's a comfortable situation. He's not working.
Sure.
But if something happened, unexpected, how do you trigger him, or does he know before you know that he needs to go into action? If you guys are out in public and something goes down,
great question.
How do you make that transition?
Yeah. So like if I said, oh God, Jack's tearing is hurting me. Can we get the dog to tear Jack's
So a
throat
lot
out?
of this is done through context. These dogs go through, like Drago has thousands of hours of training. So these dogs, a lot of it is contextual. So in other words, they see something that they know. I know this, right? Then they respond layered on top of that to our voice commands, right? Our audible commands, our physical cues. Sometimes it's the way we're talking to you, right? We start giving you those commands, like, hey, you need to do this, or this is going to happen.
And they can notice that tension in your voice, that
immediately
it's become unfriendly.
Immediately queued up. So I've worked 4 police dogs in 20 years. Rob actually started when Noah's Ark was still floating to the planet here.
Robert, you're going to take that?
You get his first dog from Noah.
I feel like a pretty old dude. I've been doing this a long time. I've been working canine since 2002, so like 22 years. Rob, how long were you working canine?
I started in 89.
Holy mackerel.
1889.
Right?
That's a long
I'm telling you.
That's a long time
Rob,
ago, Rob.
Actually, when they said 2x2 on the Ark, Rob had the first. He was canine patrol on the Ark.
That's great.
For sure. But these dogs, like Rob and I have been training police dogs for decades. And Rob trained police dogs for over almost 30 years, if not a little longer.
Now, also, again, Sergeant Jay Nix here from Marion County Canine Supervisor. So when the animal is done with its service, right now, that's it was your dog as you're a police officer, and now it's your dog in private. Now, do you have to pay for Drago after his service?
That's a great question. So no,
you don't.
So once Drago has completed his career, the sheriff's office signs Drago as property because they are an item. They have a property number.
Oh,
they
no
are
way.
capital property. No joke. The
My wife's
sheriff's
got one of those
office
for me.
Yeah, signed him
Well, that
over
makes
to
sense.
me so he's no longer on property as the sheriff's office item. He's now belongs to me.
And now it's your responsibility.
It's my dog, my responsibility. That's exactly right. And we trust me. We sign up for a waiver saying he is your property now.
Yeah.
But the sheriff's office takes very good care of Drago. They provide all his food. They take care of all his vet bills. They will take care of Drago as long as he lives because my sheriff is like my handlers are not. They're not dealing with that responsibility. No. But a lot of these guys, and we deal with some of that too, where these guys' dogs are retired. And let's say the agency does take care of them, but then they're done and they get cancer. They have different things and they got these vet bills. And the agency's like, he's yours now.
Yeah, he's yours now, buddy.
So we'll get those kind of requests too, where these handlers are like, look, I'm a dad. I take care of 2 children. I've got them married, and my wife's stay-at-home mom. But I've got this $1,500 bill that I got to take care of because my vet bill. We'll take care of those things for him as well.
I can only imagine, Jay, that being a handler like this, that your interaction with perps is considerably different than a cop that does not have a service animal with them. That I would guess that do you encounter less frequent violence with your animal or more frequent?
So
because when you engage the dog, because what's that old thing? When you see the TV shows, you don't want to call the canine, right? When I call the canine, it becomes no fun for anybody
Well, and it's
anymore.
a joke. It's kind of a thing like when the bad guy, when civilians have a problem, they call the police.
Right.
When the police have a problem, they call canine. So we deal inherently. We're always dealing with the worst of the worst. Like canine guys, for the most part, like at my agency, my guys they're not answering calls for service. Little Johnny throws a rock through somebody's window. They steal something off their porch. We're not responding to that.
Right.
Canine guys are going to calls that are what we refer to as in progress priority calls. So they're going to calls that are like everything's hitting the fan right now.
Right. Yeah. You're not
shootings, stabbings, car chases, violent crimes. That's what those dogs are responding to because the dog is needed to go neutralize this specific situation.
So pretty much every time a canine officer is called into play, it's because the situation calls for that, not just because he was the one available at the time.
100%. They are responding to a call for service where it is an elevated situation. It's a violent situation. It's an in progress crime that is occurring right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do the perps, when they see the canine on site, do they react differently? In other words, when you if you're directing someone to get down, get their hands behind their head, because let's say they whatever they did, assault, whatever the case may be. When the canine comes out, do they change their mind when they're saying no?
I think the answer to that question would be yes.
I couldn't get asphalt in my face fast enough.
Right.
If you pulled that thing out right now, that you said Drago, I would be like, you don't save your time, buddy. I tell you what, you throw me the cuffs.
Yeah, why don't you be careful? Even you're fake calling him, you might really call him.
I tell you, once you and your buddy throw me the cuffs, I'll hog tie myself and wait here.
Absolutely. You would absolutely think I have literally had the dog out and told them that, and they looked right at me and ran.
Really?
Yeah.
Although I can say the one and only ride along I ever did was with the esteemed Robert Ramos.
Oh yeah.
And man, do you see crap when the sun goes down? It's like when you turn the kitchen.
World.
It is a different it's like an upside down world. The real world you see during the day goes to bed, and then that world that only comes alive at night all of a sudden comes climbing out of the shadows.
100%.
So we're like off OBT or somewhere behind a warehouse. He sees a car parked, sees a guy out of the car. He knows automatically something's not right. So I'm in the vehicle with the dog. Wish I had remembered to bring earplugs. He was calm at the moment. Robert walks over to the guy and starts to engage, and the guy's just full of attitude. That's all that dog needed to see. He starts to run, and this SUV is rocking back and forth with this mad as hell German Shepherd that really wants to take a bite out of crime.
Yeah.
He caught a guy peeing in the back of the building. He was all kind of attitude till he heard that canine, and then he was like, "Yes sir, no sir."
Yeah.
And I will say that for the general people that are just doing minor
drunk and disorderly.
Yeah, those guys, those are the ones that
we all like to do that.
Yeah, well, those are the ones that when they hear the dog, they're like, "All right, I'm done. I'm good. Whatever."
I'm sober, buddy. I'll drive myself.
Those normal, like every day, I'm not really a criminal, but I'm committing a criminal act.
Right.
The criminals, the ones that they know they have nothing to lose. I've had countless people be dog bit, and I'll ask them, "Why did you do that?" And they were like, "Just taking my chance. I was just hopeful I could beat the dog."
God almighty.
Yeah.
Well,
listen, I don't have that.
Sarge,
Thank God for that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all true knowledge stems from television and the movies. So
Yes.
I want to know how much of this is true.
Thanks, Jack.
Do you have another language? Do you have certain words that Drago understands in a different language, so someone else, a perp, could not give a command to the dog?
So all of his commands are in German.
Okay.
Whether it be sit, down, stay, attack, whatever the case might be, it's all in German language.
Because he's a German Shepherd.
No, then that way a perp.
Doesn't know what he's saying.
Yeah, a perp won't be able to command.
Pretty commonly, it's German, Dutch. There's some dogs that speak French. They don't speak because obviously they don't talk. But the
They
commands are in different. Usually, it's European.
Wow.
And a lot of that is nostalgic. It's just something that's always been done. It's not necessarily that it has to be that way, but it's a nostalgic thing. It's something that's been passed down for generations and generations. But typically, all police dogs are speaking some type of German, Dutch, Hungarian.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Yeah.
See, TV and movies never fail you.
Yeah.
That's where you find all truth.
That's how the majority of the company finds it.
You're going to get biting the ass.
Biting the ass.
Biting the ass. Drago did how many years as an officer?
5.
Is that the mandatory?
No, so he retired a little early, mainly because he was my 4th work dog in 20 years, and I was getting a little tired of jumping fences and chasing bad guys, and my responsibility to the unit was more focused on the admin side at that time and training and different things like that. So it was time to let him. And I'd been through some pretty bad situations, and my beautiful wife sitting over there during one of my latest, one of the last shootings I was involved in. She said at some point in time, your luck's going to run out.
Gonna have to call this good, right?
When are you done? When can you be done and focus on these young guys that are pushing through? And it was kind of a big wake up call for me, and it was time for me to pass that torch of working the dog and focus on training these guys.
Does he understand the value of weapons? In other words, like if you're standing across the way and there's a perp and you're engaging them verbally, and this perp does not understand what the hell you're trying to do and pulls out like a knife or a gun, does the dog understand what that represents?
He'll run straight to him.
Right at it.
Right. He has no fear when it comes to that. He has no sense of, that's why dogs are, you see them dead on the side of the road just because they don't understand the semi is going to crush them.
Right.
So these dogs their mindset is work and save us at all costs, protect us at all costs. So you pull out a gun, bad guy starts shooting at an officer, and unfortunately, like that's what I was talking about early on in the show, that dog is going to go neutralize that, and it may end up being that he's wearing that bullet, but he's going to still do it.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where we would be running and trying to find a place to hide,
the
dog's full steam ahead.
But that's why we have to make sure
That's
we
exactly
pre-order
right.
the rest of these tags for caninesunited.org, letter K, number 9, united.org. That's Canine Drago right there, right on the front. And then the other canine, Rainer, I believe, is the other.
Riker.
Sorry, the other canine Riker. $25 of every one of these tags goes to support and advocate for all of our canine officers throughout the state of Florida. We're only 850 tags away from going into pre-production. So order yours today, caninesunited.org.
Let me ask you a question. Is the same person that names these dogs also the person that names the Top Gun pilots? Because it seems like there's
Sit, Maverick, sit.
There's a parallel. Goose! Get a goose! That's caninesunited.org. Like we said, you can get that voucher beforehand. That way, if something happens, you don't wind up getting the canine, you can still use that voucher to get the tag you want. And if we get this 850 tags, we can get them on the permanent list.
Yes.
And that means at all times, if you wanted to support Canines United, you could do that by getting these tags.
Yep.
And remember, $25 for each of these purchases goes right to the organization that spends 100% of the money toward the programs in the organization.
That's right. Yeah, and it's a done deal at that point. Once they're in, they're in. They're on the wall forever at that point.
That's right, buddy.
So it would be a massive help to all these teams that are struggling, like you said, the guy that's having to buy his own dog's food,
or
the guy
leash
that's
or
having,
vest or
all
any of that
kinds
stuff.
Bulletproof vest. You'd be blown away at how many bulletproof vests we buy.
Yeah, $1,200, $1,500 a piece or
Yes.
something like that for these, and depending on the size of the animal.
I would say they're about $3,200, these vests. And I would say this month alone, we have fitted and purchased probably 50 vests.
Good Lord of mercy. And these are stab vests as well, right?
Yes.
That's what makes them so expensive.
Correct.
Because people don't realize Kevlar vests that stop bullets are
Yeah.
different
Will
than
not stop a
stab
knife.
vests. A
exactly
knife goes through it, which is so ironic.
Yep.
But they have to have the stab vests as well. That's what makes them so expensive. Well, guys, look, I want you to drive safe home. Keep your head down out there in Marion County, by the way.
Appreciate you.
Make sure that Drago takes good care of himself. And thanks for guys for driving all this way
Yeah,
and get this word
absolutely.
out. We'll
Thank you
continue
guys
to do
for
it for
having
you,
us.
all right?
Of course.
Good and loud for Jay and Rob.
Yay! Canine Drago. Yeah, absolutely. And as always, Animal House is brought to you by Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. So if you've been in any kind of an accident, car, motorcycle, truck, even a slip and fall, here's just a couple of reasons why you need to call Glenn. One, he's not going to pass you off to a caseworker. Glenn is going to personally handle your case to the point where he's going to give you a cell phone number, and then he's going to pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted super lawyer and legal elite. He's also an animal lover, and he truly is a friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. EVs have a new problem, Jack.
What's that?
It's a new problem, but I bet you didn't see this one coming. That's next.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey,
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, obviously we've got a lot of rain out there. Our pattern continuing through the end of this work week with a 70 to 80% chance for it. Expect periodic downpours, occasional lightning. Some of the storms could be on the stronger side today. And we could see anywhere from 1 to as many as 5 or 6 inches of rain. There's a chance for some flash flooding in some communities. Our high today, 87 degrees. Finally, by Father's Day weekend, the rain backs off. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
It's time to fall in love with your home all over again, and you can do that with new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen delivers custom-designed, energy-saving windows and doors so you can improve your home's curb appeal and increase your comfort. Renewal by Andersen uses their unique Fibrex material, which combines elegance and resilience, offering double the strength of traditional vinyl. Renewal by Andersen has the most 5-star reviews, and their products are backed by some of the strongest warranties you're going to find anywhere. In fact, they're even transferable if you sell your home. Now through June, buy one window and or patio door and receive 40% off, plus 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. And if you're looking for a new career, great news. They're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey everyone, RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Today, buying a car is as easy as one and done. Visit just one dealership, put $1 down, and you're done. You can drive a nicer, newer car today, like the all-new 2024 Outlander. $1 down, $399 a month, including tax and fees out the door, and save up to $8,500. So if you hate your old ride, give it the old one and done, because you could drive a nice new car for just $1 down. Check out the 2024 Mirage, 43 miles per gallon. $1 down, $219 a month, including tax and fees out the door. Still owe on your current loan or lease? One and done. Payments too high? One and done. Come and see our lifetime used cars certified and only $1 down. So ditch your old ride regardless of miles or condition. Only at my one and done sale at RC Hill Mitsubishi. I'm RC Hill, 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
$1 down requires bank approval. Example, stock number 1574. $1 down, $289 per month for 84 months at 5.9 APR. Offer expires July 5th, 2024. Visit rchill.com for details.
High interest rates and higher prices may be the norm everywhere else, but not at International Diamond Center. IDC's rolling back prices and taking interest rates all the way to 0. It's true. Now for a limited time on virtually any purchase, you can spread your payments over 4 years with 0.0% interest. Get the best price on any piece of jewelry. Now divide that by 48, and that's your super low monthly payment. Designer engagement rings as low as $50 a month. Diamond earrings as low as $45 a month. Wedding bands as low as $40 a month. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. How about a $7,000 diamond bracelet, just $146 a month? All fashion designer jewelry is included. All colored gemstones. All certified diamonds, too. This is a spectacular offer exclusively from International Diamond Center. But hurry, you only have until June 30th to take advantage. Celebrate your love now with 0% financing store-wide for 4 years. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details, shopidc.com. Approved credit.
Seasons change. Why not your tech? Upgrade now during the Dell Technologies Summer Sale event and save on select PCs like the XPS 16 powered by Intel Core processors. You'll be able to bring your most intensive projects to life with built-in AI, minimalistic design, immersive visuals, and cinematic audio. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics plus free shipping on everything. Amazing prices await you for a limited time only at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Fence Outlet would like to say thank you to our customers for trusting us for 30 years.
This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
Thanks, Drago and Officer. Listen, there's a site on Facebook called Rehoming Free Dogs and Cats. And I just found this beautiful little Jack Russell Terrier. His name is Bagel. Of course, I miss my Chewy, but I need him, and he needs me. And it's a circumstance that they had to give up the dogs. Check out the site. It's on Facebook. Rehoming Free Dogs and Cats.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday, top of the hour. Next hour, we'll talk to Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is as well.
I am.
Big thanks to our listeners because we're getting inundated with texts from people who have already purchased their vouchers that they're taking care of Canines United. We have supported this organization since we've been on the air. We will continue to do so. They do great work. They're underfunded. And like you heard Sergeant Jay and Robert say that many of these canine officers and their handlers, their companion officer, have to wind up footing a lot of these costs for these animals themselves. I just don't think that's right, especially when it's property of the state or that county or that municipality, whatever the case may be. You wouldn't think that the officers would be responsible for that, but they are, and we'll do everything in our power to get some more money in those coffers so that they don't have to do that.
Absolutely. And again, a lot of people still texting us going, well, isn't there a budget for that? Don't our taxes pay for that? Yeah, but the budget in a lot of these smaller agencies has to be spread so thin that by the time they get down to the dog, there's really nothing left.
Yeah, it's the last, like we just said, it's the last thing they consider, and the SWAT teams and special forces teams get a lot of that funding because they require a lot of it. But, of course, it's a dog. A lot of people look at it like a dog, and they do not get the funding necessary at times because they're the last thing on the totem pole in a lot of those budgets. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Regardless of how much they're used, I was going to say, in the most volatile situations, it does not matter.
The irony of it just being a dog, but then that dog is the first thing that ends up being sent into a super dangerous situation.
And the sergeant went on to say that Marion County, he goes, they well fund, thanks to their sheriff, I believe it's Billy Woods.
Yep.
Their canine department is well funded, but that's not The same is not true for all canine
there's
departments.
67 counties in the state of Florida.
And some of them are pretty darn poor.
Oh, a lot of them are pretty darn poor. The ones that aren't are the ones you know the names of. The ones you have to go, how do you pronounce that one?
Exactly. Where's that?
Probably don't have a very big police force or a lot of money.
Yeah. All right. 407. Again, that's caninesunited.org. K9 letter S united.org. Get over there, get that voucher for that plate, and or you can just donate if you'd like. That voucher really does help because we get that 800 number up to 35 or 3,000. They'll put that on the permanent list of plates that you can get in Florida forever, which is good.
That's exactly. And then $25 of every plate goes to help, take care of those costs and expenses.
So I talked about taking another trip with the EV, right?
Oh, you're not going to do that, are you?
We are not going to do that.
Oh, darn it.
And the reason,
I'm looking forward to that story.
And the reason why, well, one of the reasons why is, what, to be honest with you, we're on a time constraint and we don't have the extra 4 hours for the trip to stop and charge, which is about what it is. We figure our car gets about 200 miles on a charge at highway speed, 75 miles an hour or better, when you're on 95, that's what you're doing, or you're getting run over. And we figure we get about 180 to 200 miles of charge when we're rolling like that. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes or so to charge fully. So we just didn't want to spend that extra time. But then I read the story today, and now there's another hurdle, as if EVs aren't having enough trouble getting started. Two of the big things are charging stations and range anxiety. In other words, can I drive my car? Even my car says 300 miles. Do I plan my next stop at 300 miles? Do I have to stop at 210 miles? With a gas car, you don't have to worry about that. You can roll into a station, and you're going to be fine, right? You don't have to worry about that with EVs. I documented that with my trip last year.
You mean your 17-hour road trip?
It was tough. I'm going to be honest with you. It was tough. And one of the reasons is we were in rural areas that did not have chargers. Well, we figured this time we're on 95, no problem, chargers everywhere. And I did a quick view of that, and I was absolutely right. I mean, it is a litany of chargers from here to where we're going on I-95. Here's the problem. Guess what's happening to the charging stations?
Vandalism.
Not quite vandalism.
Rain, weather.
Yeah. What are those cords made of?
Oh, copper.
Oh, no. So the catalytic converter thieves have decided to go after the charging stations.
They're rolling up to the 350 or 100-watt chargers that have those cords that every foot of it weighs 16 pounds because there's so much copper. And they're taking gardening shears and they're cutting the copper or the copper cords that run to the charging station off and then putting them in their car and leaving. So you could pull up to what you think is an operating charging station, and someone has jacked the charging cord, and apparently each one of these cords is worth quite a bit of money in scrap copper. So the new catalytic converter now is Tesla. They said Tesla specifically, but can I tell you, they're in ChargePoint, Easy Charge, EVgo. There are a bunch of these stations out there that are branded with they're not Tesla, and they all have the same kind of equipment. And these cords are about as big around as a beer can. And I'm serious, they're so heavy. I can imagine every one of them's got to have 30 pounds of copper in it.
I bet, the EV charging guys are looking at the catalytic converters going, you need to move up.
Exactly.
Why are you stealing these catalytic converters for that little itty bitty precious metal when you can walk away with pounds of copper?
And you don't have to get under the car or jack it up or do anything like that. You don't have to make any noise. You roll up, you take out your garden shears.
And you're done.
And you snip it and go.
And pulling your car up to that charging station is not an uncommon occurrence.
No, it's not.
It's like you're not suspicious. Maybe if you're doing it in a 72 Ford F-150, it's a little sus. But
what do you think, man? It says copper right now is pretty high. I don't know. What do you think copper is a pound right now? Scrap copper.
A pound.
A pound. How much is a pound?
Of scrap copper.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I were to sell it, how much do you think a pound would be?
$150.
Oh, how much are you going to guess that?
Were you really?
Totally.
That's a little hot right now.
Is it? 75.
That was going to be my first.
No, it's only it's $4.51 a pound.
Oh,
to scrap it. But again, that doesn't matter because because it's free money for one thing,
right?
And you're just basically trading it in. And if each one of those cords is worth $40 or $50 on the open market, guess what? I mean, if you're just a POS.
If you're just driving around town, you could have 5, 6, 7, 10 of those things in your car.
Now, I guess the good thing here is eventually these scrap yards, because copper scrap's a little different, I guess, than maybe catalytic scraps, but when you start seeing pieces of copper that are exactly 8 feet long, they exactly look like let's say a Tesla charging station cord. hopefully the federal regulators will come down on this pretty quick and, make some rules and regulations. This is the first I've seen of this. By the way, I haven't seen any other.
It's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Same here. This is why we can't have nice things.
That's right. Exactly. It says, and it even mentions, how exasperating it must be to go about and try to, find a charger that's not occupied.
Only to find that the one that you finally find is no longer there.
Has been ganked. Incredible, man.
That would suck.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Something happened out west, and it could be very good news. And the story of it is really, really interesting. And here's the crazy thing. This is a bit of lore, American lore. But you hear this all the time. I'm going to tell you what the actual reason why this is such a harbinger for humanity. That's next.
It's like a text message with your voice. The talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Slow traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for drivers traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Traffic looking good so far on both the Beach Line and the Greenway today. No major problems to report on Florida's Turnpike. If you run into traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by MD Now Urgent Care. For over 15 years, Floridians have trusted the physician-led team at MD Now Urgent Care for high-quality health care. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, MD Now Urgent Care is here to get you back to better. Find a location near you at mdnow.com and use their convenient web check-in today.
Do you want to start or expand your business? That mortgage guy, Don, is your source for commercial and business loans, too. And Don has the best rates on commercial loans and has over 1,000 five-star reviews. And he also has a great promotion now through the end of June. Do you have a high interest rate small business administration loan at 9, 10, or even 11%? Well, if you qualify and you've paid on time for the past 2 years, Don can refinance your SBA loan at 8.25%. That mortgage guy, Don, is the best place to go for all of your business and residential loans. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgagguydon.com.
Night fans, this upcoming Big 12 football season features home games against Colorado, Cincinnati, BYU, Arizona, and Utah. Single game tickets are available starting in July. Get yours at ucfnights.com or call 407-823-1000. Go Knights!
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed, all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids, running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past, thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to aspireallergy.com. That's aspireallergy.com.
Hi, my name's Charles. On my way to work, I was struck by a tractor trailer. I called attorney Glenn Klausman for help. He got me to really good doctors. I don't think it's right to be bragging on a billboard or TV about getting millions of dollars for getting hurt. However, I will say Glenn Klausman got me a great settlement quicker than I thought possible. I'm very happy with the results, and that's why I'm doing this. Call Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. His website is klausman.law.com. Car crash, call Klausman.
Office, Winter Park.
Spectrum Internet has enough speed to handle all your needs, so you can work, game, and stream with speeds up to a gig. Plus, Spectrum's advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security for all your connected devices. Get Spectrum Internet with fast and reliable speeds, starting at just $29.99 a month with a 2-year price guarantee. Visit spectrum.com/internet for you for full details. Offer subject to change, valid for qualified residential customers only. Restrictions apply.
MD Hearing just made their Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids only $297 a pair. That's over 90% less than clinic hearing aids. The Neo actually fits inside your ear. No one will even know it's there. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS to get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they're adding in a free extra charging case. That's a $100 value just for listeners of the Monsters of the Morning. That's mdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Online at jimcolbertlive.com.
Oh, man. I would hate to be the crackhead that tried to scrap a Tesla charging cord from one of them superchargers. They have an extremely high current.
Yeah.
You know, you might just freaking electrocute the hell out of yourself and might not make it to the scrapyard because, man, my car, it charges at friggin' 45 amps at home.
It does.
And 200 some amps at the Tesla supercharger.
It does.
Turned in 3,000 pounds of rebar. It was sold as sheet iron, and I got $6.75 a pound. Copper goes for way more than that. Jimmy, you're off on this number. I promise you that. Go ahead and check it out. Talk about it tomorrow.
Scrap copper per pound. Yeah, it has it. I mean, the one I just looked at actually even has it lower than that. So I don't know. I agree. It should be more than that, but yeah, 10's even more. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here. Jack is here as well.
Hello.
6 o'clock.
Hello.
Ross will join us. Ross Padgett will be on with us at 6 o'clock to talk about the new podcast coming up tonight, which is Good Sauce with Ross and Joel.
He can tell you about his addiction.
Yeah, tell us about his addiction. He can also tell us about his friend show. We haven't talked to him. So we'll talk to Ross at 6 o'clock this afternoon. So if you're listening, please stay tuned in. All right, 407-916-1041. So I said something happened out west that is a harbinger for humanity, according to some people. And you've heard about this before. Actually, I've made jokes about this before because it's such a rarity. You can parallel it in comedy with something that's that rare, right? So
the corpse flower.
A Montana photographer was driving through Yellowstone National Park in Montana, and she looked over to the right, and she says, she thought she saw what seemed to be a pretty big, weird-looking coyote. So she pulled off the side of the road. She grabbed her camera because she had a telescopic lens, and she was going to kind of tune in on it because it kind of caught her attention. She couldn't figure out what it was. Have you guys heard the story, by the way?
No.
Okay. And she tuned in, and she's like, man, I can't see it. It's a light color. I thought it was a coyote. But then as she tuned in and as she zeroed in to what it actually was, she took a picture of it, which is considered to be one of the rarest things you could ever take a photograph of. And to the Lakota tribe, this is a really big deal. Actually, this is considered as important as Christians consider the second coming of Christ. A white
buffalo,
a white bison was born with a black nose. And in Lakota lore, the Lakota tribe out west, right? In Lakota lore, that is a harbinger of good things to come.
Oh, that's good. Whew.
That's right. It is a Lakota prophecy. The white buffalo calf is the most sacred living thing on earth. According to some Native Americans who believe that the birth of a white calf happens in the most unexpected places and amongst the poor. Right? And they say that for the Lakota, the birth of a white buffalo with a black nose, eyes, and hooves is akin to the second coming of Christ. And this is from a chief Looking Horse. And if your name is Looking Horse, you should pay attention to him when they talk about stuff like this. Lakota legend says about 2,000 years ago, when nothing was good, food was running out, and bison were disappearing, white buffalo calf woman appeared, presented a bowl pipe and a bundle to a tribal member, taught them how to pray, and said the pipe could be used to bring buffalo to the area for food. As she left, she turned into a white buffalo calf and ran away. And that's where the Lakota legend comes from.
Oh.
An acid trip.
Yeah. After eating a whole bunch of peyote.
I was about to say, someone was finding their spirit animal.
Now, it says here that it says that it is supposed to be a harbinger of really good news, but it also is a blessing and a warning that we should do more to protect the earth and its living inhabitants.
You think?
All kinds. That's exactly what it says. Quote, the birth of this calf is both a blessing and a warning. We must do more, says Chief Arvel Looking Horse, who is the spiritual leader of the Lakota tribe and the Dakota and Oyate tribes as well, and the 19th keeper of the sacred white buffalo calf woman pipe and bundle. So he's the 19th person in the history of the Lakota tribe to own this.
Wow.
And he's the one who said the birth of the white bison is that big of a deal.
And this was in Montana.
This was in Montana. We don't have anything like that. You know, us regular old people.
Yeah, we have the skunk ape.
We have the skunk ape and Bigfoot. None of them mean anything other than trying to get some money for a photograph. They don't really have any power over what's happening. That's what I'm telling you, man. When you go out to New Mexico, and Jack can verify this, when you go out there and you get amongst this vibe with the Native Americans, you feel more in tune with this kind of thing. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I read this story today. I got goosebumps.
Oh yeah, they had besides aliens, they also leaned into the whole Bigfoot thing.
Oh yeah, they love all that cryptid stuff. You know who we have to get? Who's that young lady that comes in from the is it from the Audubon?
Yes.
What is her name? Who comes in and she has a cryptid.
She does have a cryptid.
She has a cryptid podcast.
Daisy Fiore.
Daisy Fiore. She's awesome on the air, by the way.
She is, and she has a cryptid podcast.
We have to book her to talk about cryptids, which basically is, these animals of lore. Your Bigfoots, your skinwalkers, your Yetis, your Loch Ness monsters and whatnot.
Your swamp.
Cabbage Man.
Yeah.
Cabbage Man. There you go.
Of all of those things, what has the most likeliness of even having a possibility of being true? It's not the Loch Ness. We know that.
Well, why do we know that, Jimmy?
Well, because the doctor said it was fake. The doctor who took that picture.
They said the same thing about Bigfoot.
The most famous one. Well, the Bigfoot picture.
Bigfoot has a belt.
Yeah, the Bigfoot film is fake too. But there's some other pictures
You
of
don't
Bigfoot.
know.
Yeah,
You
I do
don't know. You
But
don't know.
You would think this, though. I would think of all of them, something like the Bigfoot would be probably the one that could go unavoided for a while. Because when you get it out into the, into those parks out west, I mean, it's an expanse of nothing. So theoretically, I mean, you could live out there for a generation and never encounter anything else.
I don't know. They're said to be pretty stinky.
Oh, yeah. That's what the skunk ape is. It's supposed to be terribly smelly.
Yeah. Same thing with the Yeti. That's how you know that they're kind of close, is when you're like, what is that stank?
Yeah. If you think about it, they look a lot like sloths, and sloths are supposed to stink really bad.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Really bad. They basically are old moldy animals because they don't move. What are you eating about?
It's a great theory.
It is. I mean,
I don't know. I've held 2 sloths and neither of them stunk.
Oh, they wash them, Jackie.
Well, we're going to have a sloth in the studio for Animal House sometime soon.
Are we really?
Yeah. And you won't get to hold it because you said it's stinky.
Well, they're weird looking, too. Did you see the one where he came down from the tree because the young one fell? And the sloth crawled down, and the guy picked the baby sloth up.
Yeah.
And then the mama sloth just reached her hand out as if to say thank you. Give her a little daps, little sloth daps. Took her about 40 minutes. She had it out there eventually, though.
It's a great video, though.
You know what the funny thing is? I will tell you why I pulled this story today. And maybe it's just that you just kind of feed into what you read every day. It just seems so bad. I don't know what happens, but the vibe of existing right now just seems to be so tense. I don't know. Do you guys get that?
Oh my gosh,
just the tension of existing right now seems so overwhelming. When I saw the story, I'm like, yes, something that says there is maybe some good news, even though it's like just absolutely steeped in lore and no reality whatsoever.
It's better than the article I pulled that says this doomsday glacier is melting faster than scientists thought. Now Earth's biggest cities are at risk.
Yeah.
And then I wonder why I'm bummed out when I get home.
I don't deny it, but I also think we're kind of always living in it. I believe.
You don't ever remember a time in your life where you didn't feel like every day you were going to open a door, you're going to get smacked in the face with something?
You know what's going to happen? 30 years from now, we're going to look back on this time and think it was safer and better and more pleasant than it is then.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, because if you go back and look, just when you really analyze what was going on in the world, 60s, crazy time, they thought it was the end. And we did it again, and it's secular, and we go through these things. At that Michael Andrews show, he was singing a song from 1937, talking about how politics was going to do us in and the sign of the times and how everything seemed like it was all going to end any minute. You know, it's secular, and it comes around, and we always, in the moment, think, this is it. Oh, it's the worst possible thing. But when you really analyze it and look at the facts, you're like, oh, we're kind of doing okay.
It could be, you're right. That's why I said, if it's media, if you just consume too much information.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're not going to lead with stuff like, hey, somebody had a baby today. It worked perfectly fine, and the baby grew up to be good.
And I think we tend to, as you get into those recesses and that the niche programming that we program ourselves or with the help of algorithms through social media, you can go into darker places.
Doom scrolling.
And that is the only thing. And, we become a generation of doomsters.
Yeah. And I agree with you 100%. And can I tell you, I used to think I was like kind of immune to that. And I'll be arrogant about it. I just thought I was above it. If I'm just being 100% true, I just thought, well, I can't, you're not going to sway me. And I still believe that. You can't sway me. But the problem is this, and my wife talked about it. My wife actually tells me she feels sorry for me for having to read all the information because she doesn't consume as much of this stuff as I do. She goes, I feel terrible for you that you have to read all that stuff to get to stuff that you can talk about, but yet you have to retain all that stuff that you read and you have in the back of your head. And of course, people aren't bum rushing to news outlets to tell you great things.
Right.
That doesn't really get clicks. So I think maybe I was a bit classically conditioned to believe a little bit more of that than it should be.
Something cool that's happening tonight is Team USA is in Orlando. They're facing Brazil in a friendly at Camping World Stadium. Now, our friends at Elixir are hosting, they have a pregame party, plus you can watch the match there. All the Copa America matches, this is one of the preliminary matches, but when you get to the Copa America matches, they will all be on television at Elixir, sound up. And we also know, one thing we know about Elixir is the great food. They fed us today. Thank you again for lunch today. But Elixir, downtown Orlando, it's your downtown soccer destination. So if you want to go out, hang out either before the match or you want to watch the match, you can do it at Elixir on Washington near Orange. They have not only the great food, $4 Stellas, $4 Corazon tequila shots at Elixir. Again, it's your downtown soccer destination.
There you go. Thanks, Elixir. We appreciate that.
Yeah, elixirorlando.com if you want the web.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Hop on board. Scott Maxwell up right after this.
Real radio is the news channel. junkie.
Lance Bass, by the way, the spokesperson for gays.
If he's the spokesperson for gays, who's the spokesperson for lesbians?
It was Ellen Page. But,
You
maybe
lost
I
her in a
can
trade.
Be up for that.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at accident activity causing stop-and-go delays on OBT at Consulate Drive. No delays at this time on the Beach Line or on the Greenway. If you happen to see traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Grab great gearhead gifts your dad will love, like tools, parts, and collectibles, or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Shop summitracing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends June 23rd, 2024.
Oh boy, Jim Colbert Show question of the day. You find it in our YouTube chat. It's at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. It's brought to you by the Home Builders Network. That's Mike the Home Builder. Great guy who can help you out. Whenever you have that question of about your home, how are we going to do this or who can do that? Check out hbnusa.com. Connect with Mike the Home Builder. If he can't do it, he's going to connect you with someone who can. He has a network of professionals. It's the Home Builders Network. See? That's what he does. Did a roof for me, gutters as well, but also does windows, does doors, and so much more. You can connect with Mike at hbnusa.com. Use someone local, someone we've been telling you about for well over a decade. It's Mike the Home Builder. Again, hbnusa.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
2 nights on one stage.
Capital One cardholders can score their tickets first, right now, before anyone else. Only available while pre-sale tickets last, or until Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive pre-concert event with a performance from New Kids on the Block. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast. So visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One to buy.
The Spaceman, Ace Frehley, founding member of KISS, is coming to the Hard Rock Live Orlando Friday, June 21st. Space Ace is on a roll when taking his rock and roll swagger on the road. Tickets are on sale now. Call the Hard Rock Live box office at 407-351-LIVE or visit Ticketmaster.com. Hear all of Ace Frehley's best along with your favorite KISS hits Friday, June 21st at the Hard Rock Live Orlando.
Thank you from Fence Outlet, Central Florida's top fencing company. As we celebrate 30 years in business, we want to thank our customers for their trust and support. We couldn't have reached this milestone without you. Find out more at fenceoutlet.com.
These days, the cost of fixing or replacing things in your home is going through the roof with no end in sight. Air conditioning replacement, $6,000. New refrigerator, $1,500. Flat screen TV, $1,200. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Everything Breaks now before something else breaks. For as little as $1 a day, Everything Breaks can cover it all. Appliances, plumbing, air conditioning, home electronics, including cell phones and more. Everything Breaks covers repairs your insurance doesn't, saving you hundreds, even thousands on unexpected repair bills. Call Everything Breaks now before something else breaks. Call for your free quote. Call 855-865-SAVE. That's 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Limitations and exclusions apply. See plan terms and conditions for details. Coverage not available in all states. Actual savings may vary based on the coverage plan and repairs needed. Call 855-865-SAVE. Online at goeverythingbreaks.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
ePass presents the romantic comedy travel experience of the summer.
Margaret, I love you.
And I love saving on Florida toll roads with ePass.
You'll fall in love with convenient roadway electronic toll payments all over again. Plus, you can qualify to win $100 in tolls. Go to getepass.com and sign up for a free ePass sticker. You'll be entered to win one of our daily giveaways of $100 in tolls now through June 16th. Choose ePass, expect savings. Get details and rules of the contest at getepass.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
While some streaming companies keep raising their prices, the iHeartRadio app is still free. And free never sounded so good. Thousands of radio stations from all over the country playing your favorite music, 500,000 podcasts, thousands of playlists for every mood, over 100 commercial-free music channels, and over 100 million songs to fill your favorite playlist. Download the always free iHeartRadio app and start listening now.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
More Jim Colbert Show in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, you know who it is. Anyway, I just remember what I was doing 8 years ago to this day. One of the things I remember most is the mother crying for her son. She later found out he passed away. Also, waiting in line for 8 hours to donate blood. 8 hours, believe it. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye.
Thanks, Ken. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
And Jack is right there. And every single Wednesday around 5:20, we invite this gentleman in. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can read his columns. You can also find him every day just straight pissing people off over on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Good and loud for Sweet Heat, the Truth Dragon, Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Yay!
He takes names!
Woo!
Good to see you guys. I have on my got on my whole shirt today.
There you go. Very nice. I'm glad they could get that out.
I think a lot of people, as your caller mentioned, don't remember what it was like that morning. That we look back and we go, oh, 49 people were died. We did not know 49 people were died. I think you all were on the air or got on the air.
I got to call it. I think I got to call it 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock that morning. I was camping.
Yeah, Chase and I were on a father-son trip, a cruise, and we pulled back into port. And I was like, God, it looks like they're talking about Orlando on the national news. And it was also the same weekend. What's her face? I'm having a brain fart. Got
Grimmie.
shot.
Christina Grimmie.
Anyway, but we didn't know. And you got to remember this. We'd never had this in this nation before. Not numbers like this.
No.
So I think people thought maybe there were 12, maybe there were 20. When we heard that number 49.
I remember the audible gasps from the press corps at the mayor's press conference. We were carrying it live on the air at the time when I was at the news station and had to turn my mic off because it was, like you said, Scott, just never heard of numbers like that.
Right. I mean, we live in our society so whacked out that Las Vegas ended up trumping that not too long afterwards. But this country never seen anything like that. And it rocked us to our core.
Yeah. And had we ever seen it focused like that? I mean, we had seen shootings before, but we'd never seen it focused to a certain community like that, had we?
You're right. Both a community and a building that small. I mean, you're usually talking about school shootings or things like that, or malls or movie theaters. This was, I mean, to not sound too crass, this was like target practice. I mean, it was a small thing, and yes, very targeted, and to a community that was really just trying to have a fun time.
Yeah, and
sometimes. Even a mother and her son.
Right. And you consider the Vegas shooting and what planning and how much ammo and how many people are involved with that. And I think he killed 52 or 59 or something like that at that Jason Aldean show. So even with that, even with all that hardware shooting into a crowd of 10 or 15 or 20,000 people, whatever it was, this guy went in and did almost as much damage in a closed set like that in a small club like Pulse.
Right. And I think one of the things we tried to do at the Sentinel, we tried to do two things. One was stay focused on the victims, not to do anything to glorify the shooter, who I think a lot of people, I remember his name, but I think a lot of people don't, because that wasn't done. And the other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to tell people who Orlando was, because I mean, I'm sure you all remember, I ended up meeting with Anderson Cooper, and every media on the planet was down here. And I think most of the planet was like, oh, there's a shooting at Disney, because that's all anybody knew Orlando for. And this was such the opposite of that. This was downtown.
Yeah.
This was people who live here. And anyway, I think we wanted to tell people who Orlando really was.
Yeah. And unfortunately, to be honest with you, if I'm just being honest, because I heard this morning, it's been 8 years since this has happened, and we still do not have a memorial for those people in the city of Orlando, which you could consider one of the bastions of gays on the East Coast, of the gay community on the East Coast. I mean, can you think of a city outside of New York and the Village, up and down the East Coast, that has been more associated with the gay community than Orlando, Florida, in 8 years later?
I think it used to be South Beach down in Miami. But yes, in fact, that was one of the things that we were trying to say, was that, Florida makes a lot of headlines for, division and stuff, but this is an oasis of equality and tolerance and acceptance here. It's always been. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever been to a pride parade. I rode in a pride parade one year, and I think half the city council was on a float behind me. I mean, it's not a big deal anymore. You're right about that.
Yeah, it isn't at all. And and again, that's why I think it's such a shame that we've had to deal with this travesty with the Pulse Memorial, that even in the city, it happened, and 8 years later, we don't have anything to show. Nowhere for people to go to memorialize these people, nowhere for these families to go, or friends of these families to remember these people who were executed in this club. I got to tell you, and I'm not part of this community. Like, I'm not part of the gay community. But, this station has been a lighthouse for the gay community for many, many years, supporting when nobody else, no other non-gay entity would support that community. And it just angers me. It angers me so much that politics has stepped into that and not allowed that to happen, and how that thing has been 8 years later. I think that should be a national embarrassment for this city. That's just my opinion.
Is it politics, or was it just mismanagement and theft?
Well, either.
I don't think we know, really.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
Yeah.
8 years later, $2 million disappeared, evaporated, and we do not know. And there's still no memorial.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was more mismanagement, but you're absolutely right. And I got to tell you, here's a harsh reality. We had a story in the paper that talked about how they're starting over. There's a lot of factions, different factions on this new committee that don't agree on how we should memorialize this. So I think we're going to start over. Hopefully, it's done a lot more succinctly. The only thing I find a little bit of solace and yet also pain in is that this is not unusual. It is sadly not unusual. The mismanagement / missing money, that's unusual. But it took Sandy Hook about 10 years, a decade, to agree on a memorial.
Wow.
So
yeah.
There's a lot of pain.
All right, Scott. Well, obviously it's one of those things that as the city, especially the city beautiful and the city that everybody on planet Earth wants to come to and celebrate their family special moments. So you hate to have that as part of the charm on that bracelet. You'd hate to have that one on there, but unfortunately we have to deal with that as a city, and will be part of our makeup for the remainder of his existence. Unfortunately.
Absolutely.
What else you got for us today, buddy? What's going on out there?
All right. So, a couple of things. And I think you all talked about one of these things earlier. We have wondered, Glenn Gilzine. He's our new Orange County. Deb's already smiling.
Yeah,
He's our relatively new election supervisor.
Was
also the guy he was also the guy who used to run the Disney district, Ron DeSantis' Disney district. And after Ron DeSantis took him out of the Disney district and put him into the election supervisor, at the paper, we had this really basic question. We were like, we have these things like where you just ask if you're, there's an expression, if your mother says she loves you, check it out. is you ask questions you already know the answers to.
Right.
So we just said, okay, since you're taking this new job, you're going to quit your old job, right? And we got back. There's a lot of things to figure out. So well, that doesn't sound like no. So
yeah, that does not resemble no in any way, shape, or form. You're right.
No. And so they were like, well, okay, well, all right, you're not going to have that job, but you're going to stop getting paid. And the answer was, that is a very good question. Like, well, yeah, that's not how tax dollars work. So we started filing public records requests, and for 3 months, I think that's how long it's been, 2 months, 3 months, we could not get an answer to how many public agencies were paying this man public dollars until finally last week I finally got the district to cough it up. In addition to his $205,000 salary, which by the way is a full-time job. In most people's estimation.
That's the election supervisor job.
Yes, at the elections, to be Orange County's election supervisor, we found out he's also getting $20,000 a month for at least 9 months from the Disney district.
Both jobs where it was the governor appointed him, right? Governor DeSantis appointed him to both jobs?
So hold on,
and not qualified for either one, by the way. In fact, you may remember he got the Disney job in the cloud of ethics mess. They had to resign from the ethics commission. But yeah, there's a lot of problems. Like even if you just want to say he's doing a really good job. And by the way, I'm going to say he probably wasn't. The guy was there for 9 months. There was one controversy after another. They say they're paying him for his expertise. But okay, let's say if you need $180,000 worth of advice from him, that would be a problem because he's supposed to be being paid $205,000 to be a full-time election supervisor in the state where we claim to believe that, elections integrity is a top priority during one of the most potentially controversial election years we've ever had. So like in a best case scenario, his attention is divided. In a worst case scenario, it looks like maybe he's just getting money as sort of a free ride.
Well, not only that, then there's the new wrinkle about the Orange County School District's half-penny sales tax initiative, which Orange County is really concerned that voters won't approve this because it's basically what's kept Orange County schools running for years. And apparently, the recently appointed supervisor of elections, this is from WFTV.com, Channel 9, said that they were informed, the school board members said they were informed that the placed that referendum, quote, under legal review, end quote, something they said has never happened before, which means it may not be cleared in time to make the November ballot.
Wow.
And that's even new to me, and that is incredibly troubling. We found another similar story when there's been an amendment to go on the county ballot here to protect what's called the rural boundary. And this, we haven't talked a whole lot about this, but we have talked about it in Seminole County. This is basically where a county says, okay, here's a part of the county that we just don't think should be developed. And this was supposed to be go on the ballot. It's been going for months and months. And all of a sudden, Orange County said that out of nowhere, much like you just said, Deb, in a way they'd never heard before, the elections office said, well, we might need to have that information by Friday. And they said, well, we can't have it by Friday. And here's the question. This would be on November's ballot. Why would you need to have information in June for a ballot in November when you don't even know who the candidates are for November? We have to have an entire round of primary elections in August before you even know what's going to be on that ballot. So to tell these folks they might need to do something in June, there's some smell test questions.
and this was what I've been waiting for, Scott, after he got appointed it was like, all right, let's just wait and see. Let's be patient.
Right.
Let's have hope that you aren't going to see the fingerlings coming down from Tallahassee and starting to get into state business because the governor.
You know what? Even if it's not that, there have been multiple candidates, Republican and Democrat, who wrote that they just couldn't get straight answers out of the elections office for things like getting signatures on petitions. And by the way, we should all want candidates to be able to get on the ballot by petition signatures. That means that instead of paying to get on the ballot, they're going out and getting signatures from their fellow citizens. And multiple candidates said they just tried to say, how many signatures do I need to qualify? And they couldn't get an answer. That's basic stuff your election supervisor.
Yeah. Very basic. Let me ask you a question. Ethics-wise, you can see a massive problem, right? You're double dipping and from taxpayer money, right? Legally, is there an issue?
I don't think so. You know what? I should say, I don't know, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, this is technically they're paying him like a consultant from the Disney district. This is a public agency. This is the district that the governor created and the legislature created to provide government services to Disney. And I suppose they can give a contract to whomever they want to. But yeah, I think it raises more ethical than legal questions.
Scott, who was the person who was simultaneously still on the ethics committee and also part of the Disney District Oversight Committee?
Jack, that would be the same man. That would be Glenn.
Oh, interesting.
It's the same guy.
Yeah.
That was in violation of the state ethics laws, according to the Ethics Commission's General Counsel. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I asked if that ethically that was, one of those things where you look at it ethically and go, hey, man, you shouldn't be doing that, as opposed to, hey, this is not illegal. So I can double dip because I'm not breaking any laws. I know it looks terrible. I could justify it because these people need my great advice, but I'm not breaking any laws.
That's the thing. The great advice is I think I wrote it's laughable, and you all literally just laughed when thinking about it. It almost looks like a lot of people said. Remember, he used to make $400,000 a year running the Disney district, and some people said, well, why would he leave the $400,000 job to go take the $200,000 job? Well, maybe he didn't have to leave the $400,000. Looks like he's getting a little bit of both to still add up to be about the same.
Was that ever answered, though? That's a great question. I mean, why would you leave a $400,000 job for a $200,000 job? I mean, nobody in our audience right now would volunteer to take a 50% pay cut. I don't care how bad your situation was. You could be in the worst toxic workplace ever, making $400K. You'd figure it out.
I believe the answer is to serve the governor and to serve the public. You go where you are called. And you
the governor appointed him. So the governor said, we'd like you to run elections for Orange County.
Well, maybe this is just a little deal between the governor and this guy saying, hey, look, you just cut my pay in half, so let me keep drawing this Disney money until we can't do it anymore.
There's no doubt that the governor controls that district. He puts all of the appointees in there. He put this name, the CEO who was there. It was absolutely, and I've had other people say, well, isn't that weird? Because you've got a guy who basically, his people are voting to give him $180,000 extra money during an election where the governor's very involved in the campaigns that are going on. Does that raise questions? Maybe.
Maybe just a little bit.
And Scott, to manage the Disney district, who pays it? That's the state paying him, right?
That is mostly Disney as a taxpayer. It is the same way property taxpayers pay for like the county mayor or the city mayor's salary. Most of that district's budget comes from property taxes, and most of those property taxes are Disney paying them. But they're all property. I mean, after you pay your property taxes, it's public money. That's one of the things that I find funny is people say that's Disney money. No, it's not. As soon as you pay your taxes, it's public money. That's how it works everywhere.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Scott, I know we only have a couple minutes left, but I know we wanted to talk about this thing with the Florida Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, and so we talked about it before. And Jim, I sent you a note because this is true. One of the things you often ask me when I tell a story that's pretty dumbass is why.
Yeah.
You say, why does this happen? And we talked about a story about what I consider the most shameful bill Florida passed this year, where the legislature banned counties from requiring heat safety protections.
Yeah,
really basic stuff like shade and water. And what they're talking about is like Miami-Dade was saying, okay, if you're going to do roofing, agriculture, if you're going to employ people in construction down here in the summer, you have to do things like give them shade every so many hours or clean water.
And what the state wanted to do is they just wanted to take power away from local governments to stop them from engaging in legislation that would require companies to provide extra breaks or extra water, extra shade. They didn't want they didn't want other counties or municipalities making those decisions on themselves.
That's exactly right. But it was such basic stuff that a lot of people said, well, why would they care? And what I found out, with also help from my friend Jason Garcia, who runs the Seeking Rents blog that I know Jack is a fan of, is that not only did the Republican legislators support this idea of mandatory heat safety things, they actually voted for it. There was going to be a statewide bill 2 years ago, and they voted unanimously in a committee to say, oh, good God, we're in Florida. In the summer, you should have to provide workers the same thing you provide your damn dog. You should have to give them shade or water. One of the things says you have to give them first aid, make first aid available. That's all it says. Like if they have a heat stroke, you have to be able to address that. And they voted for it unanimously. And then the builders the Home Builders Association, and the Florida Chamber of Commerce said, whoa, 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 that's regulations. We don't like regulations in this state. And they ended up killing the bill. Then after they killed the bill, when the other county said, well, if you're not going to do something, we're going to do something to protect our workers, they went and passed a new bill to say, well, you can't do that.
Right. You can't even do that. Right, yeah. And again, the easy question was, when you mentioned this earlier, like they were going to pass legislation to stop counties from providing companies, from making companies provide situations like that. My simple question was like, why would you do that? Like, bipartisan, why would you get behind something that made it more difficult on the workers of your state, specifically in Florida? You think Arizona, Texas, a number of states would probably have the same exact type of legislation that would help. And then the first thing I said when I heard it, Scott, was money. The first thing I heard was money.
You wouldn't. If you're a decent human being, you wouldn't. And they didn't. They supported this until the chamber and these other groups came and said, not only you have to do this, we're going to, we control your money, we control your endorsements. We also, and this was the thing that we really honed in on, the Chamber of Commerce puts together a report card for these lawmakers where they get an A through an F grade. And they specifically told these lawmakers, if you do not support this bill to ban heat safety measures, your grade will be docked, and this particular vote will be double weighted. So that's why.
Okay, and how do you become a member of the Florida Chamber of Commerce?
I mean, any business can. The biggest supporters are. And by the way, there's a big difference in my mind between big state chamber of commerces and local ones that are doing, small businesses. Yeah. But for the state one, you're talking about Publix, U.S. Sugar, FPL. Those are the big ones. Disney.
Yeah. So the only thing I can figure, Scott, is this has to have a dollar amount on it, because even in the context of them fighting it, because it's a quote unquote regulation, it doesn't make sense. So the only thing I can figure out is, like, Disney employs about 150,000 people in the state or something. Is that what it is?
Close to that.
I don't even know.
I think it's like 178,000 people out there. The largest private employer in the state of Florida, right? So if you have to provide that person or somebody with an extra 15 minutes or shade, you start kind of doing the math on that at $20, $25 an hour. That's the only thing I could kind of figure out. That why would you do this?
Except that they all claim they're already doing it. I think they do it because money and because they can.
Yeah.
Because there's no pushback, there's no consequences. We have a puppet legislature. And part of the reason I wrote about it again is I got a lot of emails from Republicans and conservatives who said, this is the kind of thing that makes me think the pendulum of one party power has swung too far, because they're doing things just because they can, and there's no pushback of any meaningful form.
Scott, it's always good talking to you again. If you want to read his stuff, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, the Orlando Sentinel, very, very inexpensive, easy to get. I subscribe. I suggest you do as well. Very affordable. The information you get is pertinent to living in this community, along with Scott, Jason Garcia, and many other great reporters over there. And I believe it's one of those things, as a Floridian and as an Orlandoan, you kind of have to be tuned into. Again, that's OrlandoSentinel.com, good and loud, for our friend Scott Maxwell.
All right. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good rest of the week.
The sweetest of heat.
Scott.
The sweetest of heat.
He's taking names.
The sweetest of heat. He's just the great. You know what makes my day great? 5:01 a.m. Super pissed off Maxwell texting me long text.
And another thing.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it's great. There's nothing like it. All right.
You should try to be my wife. It's a lot.
All right, buddy. 407-916-1041. Load 'em up. Trivia is next. See you, buddy.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mattress Firm.
All-time NBA great Jerry West has died at 86. The longtime Lakers player and executive had a hand in 9 league titles and inspired the NBA logo. Rays and Cubs play Game 2 of their series tonight at the Trop. Tampa looking for a second straight win after stopping their 4-game skid. And another Buccaneers draft pick is under contract today with the signing of linebacker Chris Broswell. He was a second-round selection. I'm Scott Davidson.
Mattress Firm's July 4th sale is your chance to snap up summer's best deals. Save up to $700 on top brands and get a free adjustable base when you buy. Get matched today with quality mattresses at every price for your best rest. Restrictions apply.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here with my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK surgery, they will tell you it's the best thing they ever did. The only problem, that's what my father-in-law said, is he should have done it about 10 years beforehand. What are you waiting for? If you deal with eye issues, bad sight, wear glasses or contacts, summertime, you don't want to deal with that, right now is the time to find out what the Filatowski Eye Institute can do for you. Free LASIK consultations. And here's how you make your appointment. Simply text 1041 to 868686. That way you can start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Now, if you're worried about experience, do not. These guys are one of the OGs in the LASIK game. 65,000 LASIK procedures. State-of-the-art tech gets you the best possible experience. Not to mention, if finances are concerned, do not stress there either. 24-month interest-free financing is available. So make that appointment. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Tired of taking allergy pills every day to treat your allergies? Aspire Allergy and Sinus has helped thousands, including me, who spent years suffering before finally doing something. Like Aaron, most migraines were alleviated almost immediately after her sinus surgery with Aspire. Or Julie, who didn't even realize it was allergy season because she felt so much better after taking her allergy drops. Fixing your allergies are easier than you think it is. Go to AspireAllergy.com to set your appointment today. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Here's a Father's Day dad joke. The way a pawn moves in chess is pretty straightforward. You know what's not a dad joke? Getting $50 off the Bartesian Premium Countertop Cocktail Maker with the purchase of one pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get the best premium cocktail maker for Dad at the best price for you. Bartesian, premium cocktails on demand.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our Timeshare Exit Information Kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a Timeshare Exit Information Kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call now for your free info kit, 800-961-5544. 800-961-5544.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings, all for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today.
PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, y'all, I know the swamp cabbage man. He lives over here in Lake Wales. His name's Ron. But he's definitely a swamp cabbage man. All right, later.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I like to think of how people who leave us talkbacks and decide to make that decision, like when and how they do it. Guys just driving down the road, and pulling the gas station. You know what? They need to know about Ron.
Randomness of life.
These people have to know about Ron. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack has.
I'm going to wing it.
The Jack
Might as well. Let's do it.
Go ahead, ribbon, buddy.
Oh, the buttons went black.
Oh, God.
All
buddy.
aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Okay, we have your choice of prizes. It's either going to be $50 to the Great Greek Grill. Man, this is, if you like Greek food, this is it.
One of my favorites, buddy.
$50.
Greek food is not only great for you, it's not only tastes good, it's good for you.
Yeah, and we also have tickets to see a comedian in Orlando.
Is this Russell Peters?
This is Russell Peters at the Hard Rock Live. That is coming up soon. Well, later this year.
Yeah.
But we're going to get you there.
That's right.
That's your choice. You can pick, all right? That's only for the winner, though, not the other losers, the other three people who don't win.
Yes.
Sorry about your luck. However, blame it on Jim. He writes the questions. The Jackie Sack is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Put their fully trained expert moving crews to the test, but be aware they're adept in packing, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and more. Speaking of more, mention the Jim Colbert Show and you will get a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Jack, who's first today?
Oh, that is definitely going to be Stan.
Stan right there at the bottom. Stan, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well as well, which sounds weird to say. Would you like to play a little game with us, Stan?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Game show.
All right, Stan, this is a really easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is a lie, however.
Uh-oh.
But if you can find it, buddy, I'll send you out to the Jackie Sack where you can get yourself a $50 gift card or tickets to see Russell Peters coming up soon at Hard Rock Live. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1990, singer Mariah Carey releases her debut album, Mariah, on Columbia Records. Here are 3 fun facts about Mariah Carey and 1 5-octave lie. Here we go, buddy. We're talking about Mariah Carey. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, she was the first female artist to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Top 100 with her 95 mega hit, Fantasy. First person ever to do that. First female. Number 2, Mariah Carey has more number 1 singles than any other female artist at 18. Here's a number for you. Only the Beatles have more number 1 hits than Mariah Carey.
Whoa.
Number 3, she likes to go swimming while wearing evening gowns and high heels.
That makes sense about her.
Or lastly, as a kid, she skipped school so much it earned her the nickname The Ghost. Which of those is untrue?
I'm going to say number 2, Mr. Jim.
No, buddy, that's true, unfortunately.
Oh.
Mariah Carey does have more number 1 singles than any other female artist at 18. Actually, only the Beatles have more number 1 hits. She surpassed Elvis Presley this past year with her latest number 1, or a couple years ago when she had that. So Mariah Carey, very, very popular. Not the richest or most successful, didn't sell the most albums.
Wow.
That's Madonna, but she did have more number 1 hits. So you can look at success a bunch of different ways there. Jack, who's next?
Josh.
Josh right up top. Josh, how you doing, buddy?
Great, thank you.
Good, buddy. We're talking about the singer Mariah Carey here. Which one of these is not true? Number 1, she was the first female artist to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Top 100 with her 95 mega hit, fantasy. Number 2, she likes to go swimming while wearing evening gowns and high heels. Or lastly, as a kid, she skipped school so much it earned her the nickname The Ghost.
I'm going to go with number 3.
That's the one, buddy. You're a winner. Actually, and the funny thing is, she did skip school so much, she did get a nickname, but they called her the Mirage.
Oh, for Mariah.
Yeah.
Mariah the Mirage.
Yeah, there you go. You're a winner, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold, Josh. Enjoy your prize, whichever you choose. They're both damn good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, Mariah Carey turns 50. Or that was released in 95, I believe, or 90. So she has been that big for 34 years. She has been killing it that long.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. She's a monster.
I love the Christmas song. I know we get tired of it. I know it's overplayed, but it's so damn good.
Okay, so I don't know what this means for singers because I know I could, like, if you gave me the guitar, I can make a G sharp or a G7 sharp, but apparently she can hit that note as a singer, and that's a big, big deal. Her stretch for her octaves is one of the best in the history of singing. And she realized that she could sing at 2 years old, her mom did, because she was watching an opera with her mother. And as a 2-year-old, she was able to replicate some of the notes the opera singer was singing.
Whoa.
At 2.
You imagine that moment where you're like, wait a minute, is that just a baby thing? Or is my kid special?
Right.
Exactly right.
Is my kid going to be able to pay for everything for the rest of my life?
She does have a weird thing about going swimming in evening gowns and high heels, which is very kind of diva-esque.
Yeah.
A couple other things you may not know about Mariah Carey before we get to the top of the hour and talk to our good friend Ross Padgett. Her legs are insured for how much?
Legs.
She's got great legs, by the way.
$7 million.
$10 million.
You guys are so close to not even being close.
What?
$1 billion.
A billion?
$1 billion for her legs. $1 billion. So she better shave daintily.
Right, no doubt.
Her kids are named Monroe and Morocco.
Not Kasha?
After Marilyn Monroe and the style of decor in the room that her dad proposed to her mother in. Oh. That's how she named her kids.
Morocco?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Moroccan design. So I'm going to name her Morocco.
Okay.
In her teens, she was a heavy smoker. She smoked a lot as a teen.
Really?
From 12 until 17 years old, she smoked a couple packs a day.
Damn.
She had a bad drug habit for a while as well. I didn't know that about her.
Did not know that either.
As a kid, she skipped school so much it earned her the nickname Mirage. And lastly here, before her music broke through, she'd already completed 500 hours of training to become a...
nurse.
No.
Fast pitch softball player.
God, that is such a good guess, Chuck. I love you for it.
Thank you.
Police officer.
Cosmetologist.
Oh,
Nailed it.
Yeah, cosmetologist.
Good job, Dad.
Nailed it
Thanks.
for sure.
Thanks.
All right, 407-916-1041. We're going to talk to our good friend Ross Padgett, who'll be on the Zoom. So if you want to hop on our YouTube channel and check him out as he laughs and plays with us, we're going to talk about... What?
Hope he's wearing something sexy.
We're going to talk about the upcoming Good Sauce episode tonight, right here on Real Radio at 8 o'clock. And we'll also ask him about what happened for Fringe. That's Ross Padgett up next.
Real Radio. Real Radio.
104.1. Slowdowns continue this afternoon on I-4 in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at a crash westbound on Sand Lake Road, blocking at least 2 left lanes on the roadway at Weingard Road. An earlier crash reported on OBT at Consulate Drive is still causing heavy backups at that intersection. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Nasal Guard. People who suffer from allergies use Nasal Guard to prevent them. Nasal Guard's innovative gel and spray products protect you from all airborne allergens, no matter what the forecast holds. Visit Amazon, Walmart, or NasalGuard.com today. Breathe better this spring. NasalGuard.com.
High interest rates and higher prices may be the norm everywhere else, but not at International Diamond Center. IDC's rolling back prices and taking interest rates all the way to zero. It's true. Now for a limited time on virtually any purchase, you can spread your payments over 4 years with 0.0% interest. Get the best price on any piece of jewelry. Now divide that by 48, and that's your super low monthly payment. Designer engagement rings as low as $50 a month. Diamond earrings as low as $45 a month. Wedding bands as low as $40 a month. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. How about a $7,000 diamond bracelet, just $150 $46 a month. All fashion designer jewelry is included. All colored gemstones. All certified diamonds, too. This is a spectacular offer exclusively from International Diamond Center. But hurry, you only have until June 30th to take advantage. Celebrate your love now with 0% financing store-wide for 4 years. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details shop IDC.com. Approved credit.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Awesome summers start at Sutherland. Shop 6 new Nissan models under $30K with no payments till 2025. Summer savings end soon, so rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty.
Number RL868137 with approved credit.
It's a shot and a goal. Torhaldsen! Orlando City is back at home in 2 weeks as your Lions take on LAFC on Saturday, June 15th at 7:30 p.m. Presented by Walt Disney World. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. What's a Walt Disney World thrill feel like? There's only one way to know. Go. Come experience an amazing collection of thrills, soaring, roaring, and blasting through all 4 Walt Disney World theme parks. For more information, visit disneyworld.com/thrills.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any Fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Dude, we all can see you. You're not that tricky. Put the phone down. Trust me, nobody liked your last 50 posts. They're not going to like the one you just did while you were driving. I can see you, man. Don't pretend. Don't think because your hand's below the dashboard, I don't know what you're doing. This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman Lynn. I'm the one who's going to be suing you. For all the other people, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell. Offices, Orlando.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before while you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Missed part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. We do have a special guest on. If you want to hop over to our YouTube channel, you can do that. Just go to JimColbertLive.com, click right through, and hop on board. That way you can see the man, the myth, the legend. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Yeah.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Good and loud. For Mr. Ross Padgett.
Yay!
What up, dude?
Oh man, I'm having a wonderful Wednesday. I called Jack up this morning, and we were talking about the podcast that happens tonight, and I know it's a good episode when I asked Jack, like, yo, can we do this?
Let me say it's happened more than once.
Yeah. And there's been plenty of times where I've had to cut stuff out of the radio broadcast to then leave it in the podcast for, everybody to listen to.
Oh, I like that.
And then that kind of spurned off into this. And then you asked me later if I wanted to come on today. I was like, yeah, because I feel like I should also clarify. I need to preface tonight's good sauce.
All right.
It goes hard.
It
really
goes
hard.
I just listened to last week and I was laughing my ass off. You guys are getting better and better and more comfortable.
Thank you. I'd like to, I agree with that. But this episode almost feels like, you guys remember the sock segment?
Come
on, man.
Yeah. Is it another sock one?
Well, it's just, it's a triple one of those.
Did you move on?
In the sense where I'm very, very honest, and I am being a little over the top.
Oh, I can't wait, dude.
Did you move on to a different form of clothing to do that in, or?
No. But what I did do was sports gamble, and I found out how dark of a place that sports gambling can put you.
He's a degenerate, Jim.
Oh man, that's
He's
why
a degenerate.
I learned years and years ago to never gamble on sports. I watched somebody lose everything doing it, and I was like, that's good. I'm good. I won't touch that.
He probably risked several months' supply of diapers.
Get out of here
on one bet.
Oh yeah. And that's another thing too, is that it took me, unfortunately, what we'll talk about tonight at 8:00. It took me, unfortunately, this event to be like, oh yeah, my wife is super pregnant. What are we doing betting on the What are we doing?
Is this
betting on the Mariners and Pirates game? And I guess I chose that game to bet on because I enjoyed nautical-based baseball teams.
Okay.
Or maybe it was the West Coast and you were looking for any bet at that time.
Maybe, Jack.
Yeah. See, I thought that your addiction was betting on AA Korean baseball. That's what I thought your kink was.
Well, then I evolved like a Pokemon,
okay.
like a gambling back alley Pokemon. I learned Jim, you ever heard of a Nerfie?
I don't know what a Nerfie is, buddy.
Deb, Nerfie? You got Nerfie?
Never heard of it.
Nerfie?
Will I get in trouble if I look it up?
No, you good. It's an acronym.
I only learned about it today.
Oh, it's an acronym.
Yeah.
Nerfy?
F-I.
F-I,
because
Nerfy.
the I stands for innings. And I believe it's no earned runs first inning. So
okay.
I fell down a slippery slope of trying to bet on baseball being boring in the first inning.
That there would be no score.
After all of the hives that broke out on my body over the sports gambling via stress went away, I went, yeah, I guess we will talk about this on the pod. And I will say, I kind of forgot that it's a little, what's the word? Gauche? Is it gauche to talk about money? I definitely talked about the dollar amount, the wager amount, my thought process. It's not my proudest moment.
Well, the thing that's funny about this, that I find funny about this, is the guy you work with is pretty much a nit, is he not? I mean, Joel is one of these guys that he doesn't spend any money on things that nothing extra.
He does not gamble.
Right.
There is no gamble. While I, on the other side, go, oh man, I just lost a bet. Well, we're going to have to bet 2.5 times more the next time we bet.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got to cover the loss, dude. We're not going to lose. I don't lose, Jim. sports gambling and losing and me never happens.
No, never.
Until this weekend. Yeah, this weekend.
Well, listen, you can use my weed stocks to fill that hole up if you'd like.
That is great. That is great. Now, I should
that might
say,
not fill the hole.
Listen to the podcast. It has a good ending.
Okay.
I'm really proud, but it's definitely sock segment-esque in the sense of being, oh man, he's really being that honest.
Yeah, being real honest. So it's called Good Sauce with Ross and Joel tonight at 8 o'clock right here on Real Radio 104.1. This is episode 10, like 910?
9.
This is episode 9.
Wow.
Episode 9 is going by so fast, and that's insane to say.
So let me ask, you are basically the host of this. When you started doing it, I mean, I heard the first couple, I called you and said, hey, blah, 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 So have you noticed it getting progressively easier? What were the biggest challenges for you as you started doing something like that?
The first challenge is, man, you should send a good basket every Christmas to Jack, because the first challenge of doing this was figuring out sound and audio engineering and microphones and a crash course on that. But outside of the production level of it, I think I don't know what I've learned from you guys of going, if you go back and you listen to our first, 9 episodes, I don't know who any of you are, and I don't, you don't know who I am.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's a whole different realm. It's a different realm. And I knew that it would take reps to get that. And I'm looking forward to the next 9 episodes. It can only get better.
And the thing is when you interact with somebody, and one of the things I talked to you about was don't let the relationship between you and Joel become so inside on the show that nobody kind of understands what you're talking about, because you guys have known each other and work like literally finish each other's sentences kind of thing. But what's happened is you guys have turned that show into a very conversational, funny kind of thing, exactly what a podcast should be. And I think the last episode was very funny, and I really can't wait. I'll be listening on the way home tonight.
Tonight's episode has also got a spicy back half after the small intermission. We interview one of my best friends who's also been a bartender, who's also very good at being very honest.
Yeah, there you go.
So we get to see his perception, because I've always thought restaurant psychology and what servers really think about us, what bartenders really think about us, is always fascinating.
It is.
We get some of those answers. But man, Jim, I would regret not bringing this up.
Oh God.
Because I want this. I've got a question for you.
Okay, bud.
It's a hard pivot.
Okay.
I would love to go here and walk out and just promote, podcast. Cool. Yeah. But I need to get your thoughts about something.
Okay.
Now, I was playing golf about 3-4 weeks ago.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Now, no one stop listening. This isn't about golf.
Okay, good.
All
Thank
right.
you. I'm back.
All right, Deb, don't snooze. Don't snooze, because
Okay.
I'm double tuned in.
all right. I forgot what golf course I'm playing. That's irrelevant. I hang a golf ball a little to the left. I'm in the woods. I look in the woods. I see a shot that I can punch out. I also look to my left. There is a live funeral from me about 40, 50 yards to my left.
Did you hook it over there?
What do you do, Jim?
Well,
Do you
Try and hit the
pick
casket.
up the ball?
No, dude, I play the shot.
You play the shot,
I
right?
play the shot. Yeah, I play the shot.
All right. Okay, good. Because I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of looks.
Oh,
And
did you really?
I wanted to talk to him and be like, guys, it's a gentleman's game. I didn't put the golf course here.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys put this here. This is what.
Yeah,
you guys spent a lot of money on this.
You knew what it was.
I just wanted to know what you would do in that situation. To your left, you punch out through the woods, or do you play a cut right over the the Jeffersons?
Yeah, my $55 green fee says I play that shot every day of the week. Dog.
Absolutely,
No picking that
absolutely.
up. Hey, real quick,
because
buddy.
I punched through the trees, but I was like, man, I gotta just take it right over the funeral, because like I kept thinking like someone's got to get over it, right?
Yeah.
My bad.
You take it right over there for sure.
I had to get that golf question out of my veins.
All right, so Good Sauce tonight, 8 o'clock. It's Ross and Joel. It's supposed to be fiery tonight, a little spicy. I did want to talk to you real quick about your experience at Fringe. Now, this was a really unique undertaking for you. You and I spoke about it a number of times, and how much work and time and effort this took, and what pressure you realized. Because I remember you saying minutes after the last show went down, after the last show happened, you felt a massive weight come off your shoulders because you realized you didn't have to do it anymore. What was your experience with your own Fringe show like this, where you were responsible for every aspect of it?
So good.
It wasn't just that I don't have to do it anymore. That's kind of the relief, but it was also finally knowing how it went. After the last show, now I can finally have a, conclusion of an opinion of how this went. It was remarkable. God bless theater. That was insane. God bless the Orlando Fringe Festival. It was phenomenal, but remind me, I'm so sorry. I just had a flashback. What was the original question there? Because I want to nail it.
Your whole experience with Fringe, because the reason I asked that is because, you and Joel wrote this. We talked about this months before it started. You were very nervous. You actually told me at one point you thought this was the funniest stuff you'd written. So you had a lot of pressure self-applied because you wanted to live up to the writing that you had there with the performances. I was at I was at a show that was packed. I heard the show after me. The last show was also packed. So it was just like a complete experience of Fringe as a performer who did every aspect of the show.
Completely, it was priceless. It was one of those memories. It will be the Fringe Festival also of my mom. My mom won an award. But with all of that said, I love theater. It is so much harder for me than stand-up.
Yeah.
It did remind me how much I love stand-up comedy as well. And small 25-second story. I'm so used to being able to shatter fourth walls. If a joke didn't work, I can look at the audience and go, wow, that did not work. Now, if you're in the middle of a play and that joke doesn't work, you have a scene partner. You can't call out an elephant in the room.
Right.
So there's a ton of trust. The whole thing isn't necessarily on thin ice, but during stand-up, we're still on thin ice, but if it breaks, I feel like I got a lot of ice and I can patch it.
Right.
But if it breaks during a play or a theater, that's just that amount of pressure of it all has to go well for it to go well. You're only as strong as your weakest aspect, where I don't think that's really the case in stand-up.
Yeah.
Could you hear me laugh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
And he knew when.
Small example comparing the two, though. I remember the third show, front row, this woman could not stop burping.
What?
She just kept belching. Jack, were you at that show?
No, I was at the second and the last.
Sorry.
You're good. Because I can talk to you about it.
Right.
He's burping during the performance. I am like, I can't say anything to her because we have a script, and then I look at her. She has a lazy eye.
Oh, no. Oh,
and the stand-up comedian in me was exploding. I just wanted to go to Dunk City. I wanted to interact. But then I had to go on with my weird pirate sketch.
Yeah, which was great, by
I
the way.
love that one.
Which was great, by the way.
Pirate was great.
It was so cool. I'm so happy that you guys caught it. I'm so happy that I'm talking to you guys right now. Life is so far pretty dandy right now.
The other thing, dude, I got to tell you, when we came out, it just happened that Olivia was there that night. Chase was recording for a multi-camera shoot of that specific, that show. And it was just, for me, walking out and seeing the entire Padgett clan, because Olivia's mom was there as well. And it was just like a really cool thing that this entire family supports themselves. KP was there. Kathy Padgett was there, front row.
She'll kill you.
Living it up. She'll kill your ass. I saw the T-shirt.
She didn't miss a show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every show of Chase's.
Oh.
She saw 14 total Padgett brother shows.
And
Padgett
can't be
son shows,
more proud, I'm sure.
And Chase's... Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, when my mom won the Best Padgett Award, and
that's great.
I mean, that's going to be the big memory that I take away from Fringe.
There you go, for sure.
It was such a special time. But theater is so hard. It's the hardest, at least in my opinion. Learn your blocking, learn your lines, learn where the stage left, stage right, where's your prop, where's all of this, versus compared to what I'll be doing June 29th, promo out in Melbourne at Pineapples. I'm going to have 2, maybe 3 beers if I'm feeling spicy, and then I'm going to let these words rip.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than why weren't you there at this time during that moment?
Exactly right. Well, buddy, we got to get out of here. You know the deal. It's Good Sauce tonight.
I know. I love you guys.
We love you.
Good Sauce with Ross and Joel tonight at 8 o'clock. Don't forget it. Set an alarm. And you can always get it through the website get it through
the iHeartRadio app. I just checked it. You search Good Sauce in the iHeart app. Boom, comes right up.
Yep.
Buddy, we love you.
There it is.
We love you dearly.
Melbourne, June 29th, rosscomedy.com. Yeah!
We'll have you back on to promote that more as well, buddy. Thanks again. There he is, the great, wonderful, the sweetest, the best. Ross Padgett.
Ross Padgett.
You got a haircut.
I got a haircut. I'm hugging my phone's tripod.
You still look a little bit methy. Okay, I'm just gonna get
Yeah, very. It's the lighting. It's not. It's my jeans.
Never change.
All right, tonight 8 o'clock. It's a Good Sauce with Ross and Joe. We'll see you later, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Slow traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535. Stop-and-go traffic reported on the 429 southbound due to a crash that blocks the left lane near the Turnpike exit. A serious accident has blocked all eastbound lanes on Colonial Drive at Powers Drive. If you see traffic problems today, make sure you call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Let's get you that new bathroom, courtesy of our friends over at Rebath in Mid-Florida. Been doing it in town for 15-plus years. This is Josh and Dave Dimbauer. This is a father and son team, guys. You get that great family experience because that's exactly how they treat you, like they've known you forever, and you will get amazing experiences. You will get a great bathroom. You will have unbelievable installers, and you will have a wonderful selection of incredible products to really make your bathroom look amazing. That includes natural stone like travertine marble, all those beautiful colors. They have it. Multiple choices of tubs and toilets and lighting and cabinetry and tile. Guys, listen, you go in there with their design team with your ideas. Next thing you know, they have a bathroom you're going to love forever right in front of you. And even better, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, they're going to give you $800 in upgrades. Use that how you will to make it exactly what you want. It's Rebath in Mid-Florida. Their showroom is easy to find, 436 Up and Altamont, right across from Kobe. When you walk in, you'll see some models set up. Those models are just to show you what products they have and how they can be configured into a beautiful bathroom. But again, their design team can help you bring your ideas to life. Check out the website, look at those before and afters, then book your appointment. And don't forget to mention the Jim Colbert Show for $800 in upgrades. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
2 nights on one stage.
Capital One cardholders can score their tickets first right now before anyone else. Only available while pre-sale tickets last or until Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive pre-concert event with a performance from New Kids on the Block. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast. So visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One to buy.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. You know, I've been on the air for over 30 years with headphones on, and I've had them way too loud. And that's why I like MD Hearing. They've made these new Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids, and nobody can actually see them. They fit in your ear. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they're adding a free extra charging case. It's a $100 value. So that's mdhearing.com and use the promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer.
I'm Maria Konnikova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And, of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need new windows? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
I used to live not even 3 blocks from Pulse when this all happened. It was overwhelming, the amount of newscasters, helicopters. It really was not easy to live with. The residents believe that they should tear that building down and build a nice reflection park.
I think a lot of people do, to be honest with you. I do.
I used to be able to hear the music from that club from my front porch.
It just seems like something that's so achievable, considering what this city has done and built and what it has to plan and build. It just seems like that would be so unbelievably achievable. so much money in this city as well. It just seems like that'd be something that you could put together in a couple months, really, not 8 years. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. So good to hear from Ross, guys.
I know.
So good to see that face, hear that voice. What a wonderful person. Literally, when I saw Olivia at the show, of course, she's showing like crazy now. I don't know if you follow any of them on Facebook, but Olivia is shameless when it comes to putting pictures of herself up. She's great. And, she just looks very happy, very glowing, and very pregnant, it's so wonderful to know that, with what happened here on the show with Ross, that he has such a wonderful support group, to help him out in his personal life. And, we needed you guys to know that we stay in contact with him all the time. I talk with Ross almost every week. Jack talks to him almost every week. We stay in contact, and, we are working on ways to get his voice back on the air. So that's the best we can offer now, but we love him very much, and we miss him dearly, so. All right, 407-916-1041. So there's a Publix in Central Florida that has a very unique thing about it. It is in town center along Darrell Carter Parkway near Orlando, and there's something very unique about the parking lot of this Publix. And what do you think that may be? What would be unique about a parking lot of Publix? Now, before you answer, you got to realize the one in College Park, what's unique about that Publix is they kept the old sign like from the 50s.
Oh, yeah,
with
that's cool. I like that retro look.
That light that goes up the Publix, that light that goes up, that was like a very cool thing. There was a photo mat in the parking lot of that Publix for a short period of time. Remember, they did that, a photo mat where you could drive up, drop off your film, pick up your photos the next day.
I've never seen that one, but the supermarket in my town had a photo mat. It was out in the parking lot. It's a freestanding building. You go to the photo mat to get your pictures done.
Right. It's like what it looked like was one of those ice kiosks.
Yeah.
Where you'd pull up, just get ice. That's what it was. But you drop off your film, and of course they take it to a processing film. You come back and get your pictures. It wasn't like digital back in the day. You had an actual photograph you'd hold in your hand. That's not it though. Think way outside the box. What would be in the parking lot of a Publix that would be worthy of a news story?
Parking garage with an elevator. And an escalator for your cart, because that's what Target has.
Think the most outside of the box you can think. I mean, the most. What would be the most outside the box thing in the parking lot of a Publix you can think of?
Car wash.
Not bad. Not close, though.
Dog wash.
Morbid.
UFO landing strip.
No, that's great. A little morbid, though.
Oh, a UFO crash site.
No. It's a graveyard.
What?
It's a graveyard. There is a graveyard in the parking lot of this Publix. It's a 500-square-foot plot of land that is grassed, and it's covered with a fence, and it has 3 tombstones of Civil War soldiers.
Oh, my.
That's absolutely true. Customers at the Publix supermarket at Town Center along Darrell Carter Parkway near Orlando might have noticed something completely different in the parking lot. A small plot, 500 square feet, hosts the remains of 2 Union soldiers from the American Civil War and a large memorial pillar with the cemetery's name. It is a 500-square-foot cemetery in the parking lot of a Publix. I think it's cool AF. I don't know why. I think this is so unique. And
so
cool.
it's not that they just discovered that this was a cemetery. This was built established.
They literally built the Publix around it. The 2 headstones in the plot list the soldiers' names: Washington Ludwig of the 1st New York Light Artillery and Charles Foster of the 3rd Massachusetts Cavalry. And it says the cemetery was reportedly set up in the 1920s. The plot's owner, a guy named Scott Henderson, is a former land planner. He got involved in the 1970s when the surrounding land was all vacant. He claimed the property under the laws of adverse possession, which allows people to take ownership of land as long as they occupy it for at least 7 years. Around 2010, the cemetery received a rededication ceremony, thanks to this guy, and the sons of Union veterans of the Civil War. The headstones, which had been originally just laying down on the ground, which happens quite a bit, actually, in old cemeteries, but they were redesigned to be standing up. And actually, back in 87 or 88, one of them was stolen. But then the next, was it the next day or a few weeks later, they came back and it was replaced.
I bet it was.
Probably haunted.
Hey. Get back my headstone.
Exactly.
Give me back my headstone.
I just found that to be the coolest thing ever right there. And you can see it. They took a picture of it from one side. You can see the Publix in the background, people walking in their cars with shopping carts. Well, how unique is that?
And there's 2 grave sites?
Yeah, 2 grave sites and a memorial pillar.
So it was a BOGO deal.
But it is nice. There's shrubbery around it because I was just picturing like this grassy field with 3 headstones sticking out.
And shopping cart with the front wheels up on it.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
That was just me paying my respects, Jack.
Yes, styrofoam cups. Anything comes in?
Oh, don't do that. Don't throw your trash over onto the cemetery.
Please do not do that. Yeah. It says, since the redevelopment of the area, several businesses have come to the O-Town West Shopping Center, including Jersey Mike's, Gators Dockside, and the large Publix came there in 2022. So it's pretty cool there. And then I also wanted to bring this up. There is a restaurant in Missouri that has banned a certain group of people. You cannot come in this restaurant if you fall within these realms.
16 to 25. Anyone under 30.
Anyone under 30 what?
Stay out.
That's exactly the answer. That is literally exactly the answer. Only allowing people in 30 years old or young or older to come into the restaurant. Women must be at least 30 to patronize Bliss Restaurant, a new Black-owned upscale Caribbean restaurant right outside of St. Louis in Florissant.
They're probably tired of young people losing their minds.
Men have to be 35. Men have to be 35. Women have to be 30.
Whoa.
Now, I got to remember, from my club days, and Jackie will be able to remember this as well, back in the club days in the 90s in Central Florida, that was not uncommon. But it was the other way around.
I don't remember that.
They wouldn't let certain dudes, you couldn't dress a certain way, but if you came as a girl, if you didn't come in there in overalls, chewing on hay, you got in. If you were a dude, you had to meet the criteria of the club to make it in those doors.
Well, you had to have a dress code.
Oh,
yeah. But the women were the reason why the men were there, which is why they didn't put any limits on them.
I didn't go to those clubs.
Yeah, of course you didn't. Yeah.
That was not me.
Too good of a person, right?
No, it just I couldn't get in.
All right, 407-916-1041. They reached out to these guys a couple times saying, you know what? We want people that are grown and sexy up in our doors. They don't want anybody in there acting a damn fool. The guy just figured out people stop acting a fool around 30.
Yeah.
And men, it's 35.
Yeah.
About 35 is when you're like, okay, you're grown up. And can I tell you, with the people that I encounter that are younger, that's about right. Like, that's about right. I don't even really look at you until you're 32, 3, or 4, or 5.
Well,
I don't even think you had enough life experience to have a conversation with me until you're 30 years old.
Your brain is still developing till 25.
Exactly.
We watched Ross literally grow up in front of us.
We damn sure did. And look how much he matured.
Look how different he is.
In the 5 years that he was with us, just being around this old, crusty bastards, us.
Started at 28 and...
Oh, you should hear him negotiate now. Oh, my man is on it. Oh, yeah, my man is on it. I love it. I love it. And he's doing such a good job. It's fun to watch him do his thing and learn. And the great thing about Ross, he is a learner. He takes everything you say to him in stride.
Why don't you listen to tonight's podcast, then pass judgment?
Yeah, I'm going to listen tonight. Oh, yeah.
Tonight at 8.
I can't wait to pass judgment. I'll probably text him on the way home.
Yeah. After Tom and Dan, a corporate time with Tom and Dan from 7 to 8.
That's right. And, of course, Tom and Dan will be on the show next Tuesday.
That's right. We'll have a bunch of celebrity guests next week.
Yeah, I'm going to be on vacation next week, and Deb and Jack are going to handle the program. And as happens when I leave or anybody leaves, we try to get some other guest hosts in to hang out. Are we going to surprise people? Or are we just going to?
No, well, we can tell them.
Yeah. So who do we have Monday of next week?
That'll be Slick coming in.
Oh, that's right on. We had a really good time with Slick a couple Fridays ago.
Yeah, we
Great
did.
Guy. Tom and Dan are Tuesday, and of course they'll have your What'd You Do That's New.
Right.
Who's Wednesday?
Amy Sweezy.
The Sweezy.
Mm-hmm.
I love Amy.
She's great.
She is great. We have some good Amy's in this city.
Yeah.
Caulfield, Sweezy, wonderful people. Amy now with, is it Growing Bolder? Is she doing that now?
No.
Did she do that or no?
Yeah, she did for a while.
Okay.
But she's more doing freelance weather stuff.
Is she really?
Yeah, so she'll sometimes travel. I believe she has a gig now where I think she had to go to South Florida, but she'll travel and do weather stuff.
That's very cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now, that's why I wish I was here to talk to her about that, because, I mean, it's kind of a unique thing. She left a very good position. Well, she was Channel 2, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so I can't say left. I don't know the whole circumstances, but, those jobs are relatively hard to come by, and now she's doing freelance stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that never leaves you, man, that weather thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Sorrells.
Yeah.
I think it left him, or he left it, one of the two. Who do we have on Thursday?
And Thursday will be Scott Maxwell.
Scott Maxwell in again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott's the greatest. All right, good. That sounds
We
like a
love
good
Sweet
week
Heat.
next week. For sure. All right. 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Let's take a little break. We'll come back. We have You Heard It Here First coming up in a second, and we'll tell you what's coming up tomorrow for the show. We'll do that right after this.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
What's going on in Central Florida? Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Snow Bergen here. Temperatures are in the 80s over the next few days. Sporadic showers and thunderstorms Thursday and Friday. It's not going to be a ton of coverage, but they'll be around, especially second half of those days. Weekend still really humid, upper 80s. Rain chances come down a little bit. Then early next week, they come down much more. I think probably only about 40-ish% coverage next Monday and Tuesday.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is straight up summertime. Just step outside for 5 seconds, you'll know. But man, look, here's the thing. In summertime, you want to go out and have some fun, right? Hit the beach, go to the lake, have some good times. And you want to do that for a long time, right? Because you're in Florida. It's here to celebrate many summers to come. You can guarantee that, or at least get a much better chance with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan. Let me tell you something, guys. If you have friends or family you think could really benefit from a heart scan at Life Imaging FLA, get them over there, man. When I got mine and my wife got hers and we saw how comprehensive the information was and we understood how easy it was, the very first call we made was to our in-laws, to Tori's mom and dad, to get them in there as well. And it was such a blessing to do so because we were standing right next to my wife when she called to tell us that their scans were clear. The relief that you heard in her voice was as real as it gets in life, and that's exactly the experience you can have as well. Remember, there are no dyes, no injections. You don't take your clothes off. This entire process takes minutes, but the information that you get could make your life last longer. And I'll tell you, that early detection thing, it does save lives. And when it comes to heart disease, 30% of those cases, the very first symptom is sudden death. Do not wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, and you got to be sure to ask about the cancer screening as well. Here's how you make your appointment. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's it, pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Make this the year you take control of your long-term health care, guys. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Join the Christner family on June 14th for a special fundraising dinner to celebrate 31 years of legendary dining in Orlando. 100% of your dining proceeds will be donated to Aspire Health Partners and the Howard Phillips Center for Children and Families to help fund mental health programs and support services for at-risk children. Thank you for your continued support for more than 3 decades and counting. Now taking reservations by calling 407-645-4443 or visit KristnersPrimeSteakandLobster.com. Every day is a special occasion at Kristner's.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Attention soccer fans, get ready for an exciting matchup with one of the world's best in the second annual Allstate Continental Classico. Join us on June 12th at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida for an unforgettable showdown between your U.S. men's national team and Brazil. This match is not just a game, it's a vital part of the USA's preparations for the 2024 Copa America. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at ussoccer.com/tickets.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings, all for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Online at jimcolbertlive.com.
I know I do.
Good afternoon, morning, Colbert crew. Ross, my man, I hope you're still listening on the radio because I was so happy to hear you back on Real Radio. And also, I am so looking forward to the end of June. You guys coming out to Melbourne. I'm getting a crew together. We're going to come rock that show. It's going to be a great time. So please, everyone, come out, see Ross. Come hang out with all of us. Have a great time.
Right
Big T out.
Thanks, Big T. Appreciate that very much. Melbourne, man, the beaches are big fans. We've always had a lot of people over on the beaches that listen to the shows and stuff. And we thank you guys greatly. But we have always had great support over in Brevard. Always, always, always. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We do have, you heard it here first, coming up in a second. Get you caught up on the news that happened while we were on the air. And there is there's some interesting news out there.
And some that you guys may not even know.
Really?
Hopefully we're going to break something else here tonight.
Good. All right, 407-916-1041. Coming up tomorrow, though, I have a couple of interesting topics we didn't get to today. And here's one of them, and I'll kind of give you a little heads up on this, right? So I had dinner last night with with what's going to be a new client, right? A real estate group that we come on board, and like with every client that we have on this radio station for my show, I vet them, and I go to dinner with them, and I get to know them, and I try to find out what they're all about before they come on the air and start telling our people about their services or their products. And the reason why is because I take it personally. When we endorse something or we give you guys a heads up on something that we think is good, we put a lot of time and effort into making sure those people are honest and forthright. And I tell them straight up. I told him right to his face. I dug for hours looking for trash on you. For all of you guys. I want to know if you had any other issues. I wanted your old jobs. I did everything to find some bad stuff on you. Couldn't find anything. Well, during the conversation, this gentleman's wife told me about a term that they use internally in the real estate business that I'd never heard before, right? Specific for the real estate industry. And my question tomorrow, and we'll bring it up and I'll tell you what that was, is does your industry have specific terminology for your business? And here on the air, I think we have some of these, right? If you're in this business and you're a mic hog, that's bad, right?
Or a puker.
Yeah, a puker is somebody who won't shut up?
No, a puker is someone who used to talk on that, hey, good morning, everybody, it's 7:32.
Yeah.
That's a puker.
Okay, good. So that's exactly what I'm
Call
talking
that
about.
Ron Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never heard that term.
Yeah.
But every industry has those terms, right? And we're going to go over that tomorrow because I heard one last night I've never heard, and it is really good. It's very interesting. Matter of fact, I stopped the conversation. I said, what'd you say? And she said, yeah. And then we all laughed about it. And apparently it's a real thing. And of course, we can tell you in context what that's all about tomorrow for sure. So we'll have that tomorrow. We'll have, we'll have Colbert Court tomorrow. We'll have Date Night Done Right, Danny Meyering with a few, I'm sure, last things coming up for Father's Day this weekend on the 16th.
That's right. And if you missed any from last week, we have it posted under the goods at JimColbertLive.com and also on our Instagram, Real Radio 1041 on Instagram. You can see a clip where they have where we have some of the highlights from last week's Father's Day suggestions for this upcoming weekend.
Absolutely. Have you guys solidified anything for you? No, good. Same here. I don't know anything.
Nothing.
I have no idea. Also, tonight at Elixir, you can go out and check out Elixir. They were so nice to bring us up some food today. They're wonderful people. The wings, the burgers, the tacos, all delicious. A wonderful selection of spirits as well. And tonight is going to be the USA national men's team. And they are playing Brazil tonight.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal. This is a big watch party down at Elixir.
Yeah, it's a friendly, and it's happening here in Orlando as we're preparing for the Copa America Cup and, Team USA. How often do you get to see the men's national team play?
Yeah.
And so if you want to do it in a fun atmosphere, Elixir, downtown Orlando, Washington near Orange. It's they're a soccer bar, so when the big games are on, the sound is up, and and David's got some great drink specials, $4 tequila shots, $4 Stella, and of course the food we always tell you about.
Yeah, a few years ago, that's where I kind of not fell in love with, but that's where I began my interest in soccer. When the World Cup was there, I went down with a couple buddies who were big time soccer fans. Man, they're English, so they're big time soccer fans, and it was completely packed at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was a raucous atmosphere and so much fun. So I really like that as well.
And it looks like the weather's going to hold out. There's showers all around us, but Camping World Stadium should be good to go for game time.
All right, very nice. Well, Deb, let's do You Heard It Here First.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
The House is approving a resolution to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress. The resolution passed in a 216 to 207 vote. Republicans are going after Garland for refusing to turn over recordings of President Biden's interview with special counsel Robert Hur, who investigated Biden's handling of classified documents. GOP lawmakers say the audio of the interview is important to determine whether Hur's decision not to bring charges against Biden was warranted. Democrats accused Republicans of only trying to hurt Biden politically. Biden has invoked executive privilege to prevent the recordings from being released.
How bad must they be? Jesus, you think about that. That guy executed executive privilege to protect those recordings. How bad must they be? And then it must be awful. I mean, I think about this all the time because here's the thing. I do think it's a bit of a travesty that this happens simply because it just seems like the context and the way that person sounds at the time would have an impact on how people feel about him. And obviously so, because they were protecting that like quite a bit.
Yeah.
Golfer
Rory McIlroy and his wife Erica are reportedly giving their marriage another chance.
Saw that.
They've asked a Florida court to dismiss their divorce proceedings. The couple has a 4-year-old daughter. The news they were divorcing broke last month, but McIlroy tells The Guardian that he and Erica have resolved their differences and realized that their best future was as a family together.
Mm-hmm.
The star golfer is slated to play at this week's U.S. Open at Pinehurst Country Club in North Carolina.
And that's a weird way to say it was going to cost me $150 million, but...
And then the fiercest rivalry in competitive eating is back. Joey Chestnut and longtime rival Takeru Kobayashi are going to take part in a hot dog eating challenge on Labor Day, live on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
Chestnut.
Boy, Netflix is a disruptor, man.
You like it?
They are a disruptor.
It's funny because I'm like, there's no way they're not going to resolve this, but maybe they won't.
Yeah, well, Chestnut, for those who don't know, he's won the annual July 4th Nathan's famous international hot dog eating contest 16 times, while Kobayashi has 6 titles. Now, Chestnut is now banned from the competition this year and says he learned about it from watching the news. Due to a rival endorsement deal he signed with vegan food brand Impossible Foods, while Kobayashi announced his retirement from competitive eating due to health concerns.
Right.
Just last month. I can't imagine why.
Yeah, right.
The pair have not faced off since. When was the last time they faced off?
I'm going to say it's Pre-pandemic, I'll go 2018.
I was going to go 2016.
2009.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Goodness, really?
Yeah.
They've been doing it that long?
Well, I think after the last time that he got beat by Joey, like that's when he started really tripping out a little bit. And he had a couple years where he was just kind of bouncing around. And then I heard the health thing, and then he retired formally. It's kind of a weird story with that guy.
Yeah, well, now they're going to be doing it live on Netflix.
Oh, I had to imagine that check.
Who'd imagine there might be health concerns associated with competitive eating?
Well, especially when you're eating 60 hot dogs. The food that you should eat one a month, maybe. You should have one hot dog a month.
Really?
Yeah, dude. They're loaded with triglycerides.
Yeah.
One of the worst foods you can eat.
But if you do, get that Costco dog.
Yeah.
$1.50 with a soda. Let's go.
And they kept it there, too.
Oh, he's just a skinny dude, too.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, and you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thanks, Dad. Now I know.
I was
now
like, wait
Now
a
I know when to
minute.
talk. Right. All right. Who do we have to thank today?
Oh, well, we want to thank once again Elixir for our delicious lunch. Don't forget to check out the soccer match tonight and enjoy the good food and drink. Also want to thank Sergeant Jay Nix, retired Orange County K-9 Deputy Robert Ramos, and retired K-9 Drago from K-9s United.
Right.
The Animal House podcast has already been posted, so if you want information on how to pre-order your license plate, you've got that information there. Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it as we do.
And Ross Padgett.
Yeah. Ross was on the show
And
today.
Ross, our special guest.
Yeah, good sauce tonight at 8 o'clock. Question of the day, friend.
Do you like the idea of a restaurant for 30-plus year-olds? What do you think it comes in?
Let's see. 88% say yes.
That's a little hot. 73% say yes.
Yeah. Get him out of there, Jack. All right, big day coming up tomorrow again, and we have Danny Meyering for Date Night Done Right, and our buddy Glenn Klausman with Colbert Court, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Let's get out of here, Jackson.
Hey!
I can't do anything until the music changes.
All right, let's do it then.
Pre-programmed. Pavlovian. All right, on behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Ann with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. Plus, it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel at 8 o'clock tonight. Our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Wednesday evening.
Bye. Put some hump in your day.
Oh, Lord. A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klausman Law. KlausmanLaw.com.
Slow traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535. Stop-and-go traffic reported on the 429 southbound due to a crash that blocks the left lane near the Turnpike exit. A serious accident has blocked all eastbound lanes on Colonial Drive at Powers Drive. If you see traffic problems today, make sure you call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward, like banners, flyers, signs, and catalogs, some even same day. And now at Staples, save up to $50 on your print purchase. Offer ends 7/6. Visit staples.com.